It's a beautiful 65-degree day in sunny Somerville for another Tufts University football home game. Today, the Mammoths from Amherst travel to the Ellis Oval to take on the 3-2 Jumbos. I'm Sam Brill, and I'll be on the play-by-play, joined by Jared Cohen. Jared, the Mammoths sit at 0-5, but you know the saying all too well that you're dangerous when you have nothing to lose. What do the Mammoths have to do to upset the Jumbos on their home turf?
Well, Sam, the Jumbos were much like Amherst just a year ago when they sat at 0-5. Since then, the Jumbos are 7-2. Despite their record, anything can happen on a Saturday afternoon in the NESCAC. Amherst has kept their games relatively close this year with a margin of loss of 10 points, and their last two games have had a margin of loss of only 4 and 5 points. Although their offense has struggled, their defense ranks above average in the NESCAC. If they can fluster the Tufts offense early, anything is possible.
And it's been a season to remember for Michael Berluti, Phil Lutz, and the Jumbo offense. Berluti sits atop the NESCAC for passing yards and is on pace to break the record for passing yards in a single season, while his teammate Lutz leads the NESCAC in receiving yards, sits top 5 in all of Division III, and is on pace to break the NESCAC record for receiving yards too. Jared, what's so special about this dynamic duo?
As you said, Sam, this duo is on an absolutely historic pace so far this season. Last year, the Jumbos finished second in NESCAC history in total yards, and that was in a disappointing 4-5 season. This year, they've simply taken it to a new level. Lutz has an uncanny ability to get open, particularly over the middle of the field, and Berluti has trusted him to snag anything in his vicinity seemingly the moment they took the field together for the first time. Berluti takes care of the ball, but doesn't sacrifice the big play. In fact, the Jumbos are easily the most explosive offense in the NESCAC. They should be fun to watch today.
That's for sure, Jared. This team has been exciting every Saturday. Let's walk through our keys to the game now for both sides.
For Tufts, number one, they need a balanced offensive attack. We know that Tufts can pass themselves out of seemingly any situation, but any offense is much more dangerous when they effectively balance the ground game with the passing game. Tyler Johnson is a weapon in the backfield, and any success he has on the ground is likely to open up big plays for the Jumbo's cavalcade of big receivers. Second, they need to make Amherst pass the ball. Football games are often won and lost through the air, and Tufts is going to want to make Amherst attack through the air as often as possible. The Amherst passing offense has recorded 1 touchdown to 6 interceptions so far this season.
We'll pause now for the national anthem played by the Tufts Marching Band. Jared, let's get back to that last key of the game.
Yeah, as I was saying, got to make Amherst pass the ball, but lastly, the Jumbos need to look to get ahead early. Amherst has not had the firepower on offense to compete so far this season, and they're ill-equipped to play from behind. An early cushion could go a long way to securing a win for the Jumbos.
That's right, Jared. Jumbos are first in total yards, first in passing yards, and close behind second in points, but their defense has allowed the second most yards in the league. They've really followed the philosophy of bend, don't break, as they're sixth in points allowed. But a hungry Mammoths team is looking to take another one from the Jumbos. They've not dropped a game here in Somerville since 2007, and they're really looking to continue that streak. This is an Amherst program that has dominated Tufts in recent memory. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one here at the Ellis Oval.
If there was ever an opportunity for Tufts to break that streak, I would say it would be today.
Absolutely, Jared, and it looks like Patrick Walsh is back for the opening kickoff here. Walsh, the senior. And we're underway here. It's a long one. Fair caught by Carter Jung for the Mammoths, and they'll take it out to their own 25 on the touchback. Coming out now is Mike Piazza, the leader for the Amherst College Mammoths. This year he's had a 60% completion rate. 94 for 157 overall, but only one passing touchdown, Jared. It's really interesting that their passing threat has not really been there. They've looked to run early and often.
But to be frank, their rushing threat really hasn't been there either. Lackluster on both sides, so it'll be very interesting to see where they can find some offensive power today against an explosive Tufts offense.
There's a man in motion. Piazza takes the snap and looking to pass here on first down. And he gets dragged down by E.J. Comerford, a former Defensive Player of the Week in the NESCAC.
And E.J. Comerford absolutely blew that play up from the beginning, putting the running back who was out to block on the ground before bringing down the quarterback. Really a huge play, trend-setting type play at the start of the game.
It looks like the Jumbo defense has come out already seeking the quarterback, so great job pressuring was E.J. Comerford. As you said, Jared, really just blew that play up. Now Eckelkamp, the back. Two-back set, though. Piazza, he takes the snap, hands it off to Roberjay. Gain of about 2 to the right side. And Amherst already facing a 3rd and long situation. One back to the left of Piazza. It's Roberts, the previous back on the carry. He motions to the other side. Piazza takes the snap, goes through his progression, fires long downfield. That's Cam Jones, but incomplete. Good on the coverage was Vic Garza and Lou Timmons.
And a strong start for the Tufts defense. You saw your linebackers get in the backfield. You saw your defensive line make a stand on a run play, and you saw your secondary prevent a deep pass from being completed on 3 straight plays, a 3 and out, and a great start for the Jumbos.
Quickly into punt for Amherst. That's Michael Mitchell, the sophomore from Franklin, Massachusetts. Back for the Jumbos, looks like it's Andre Smith. Mitchell on the long punt. Smith takes a couple of steps back. He'll seek to return. Runs to the outside, but he's taken down. Looked like Charlie McKissick on the tackle. And out comes this dynamic Tufts offense. The 3-headed giant receiving core of Butler, Lutz, and Jaden Richardson, with Berluti under center, and of course Tyler Johnson in the backfield as well.
Simply the best receiving core in the NESCAC so far this season.
Berluti takes the snap. Pass in the flat, that's Lutz. Lutz taken down, just back to the line of scrimmage.
And looking to get the ball to Lutz early and get the ball to him in a variety of different ways. That one out of the backfield, little swing route. He just needs the ball in his hands to make a play.
Jumbo's on the far hash now. Berluti with Johnson in the backfield. He takes the snap. Quick pass out. That's Cade Moore. He runs all the way out to the Tufts 42.
And as the season has progressed and this offense has consistently been explosive, the faith that Coach Zavetti has in their playmakers has gone up significantly as well. Early in the season, we saw a pretty much guaranteed run on first down on most offensive possessions, but now looking to throw it early, looking to set that pace is a huge difference in what this offense can do on 3rd and long and 3rd and short and everything in between.
And Tyler Johnson out, Chase Mangini in. The tight end Mangini, senior from California. Berluti now in the backfield. 5 receivers out wide. Berluti looks like it's a design run. He takes it himself, and he's got some room. Runs through the Amherst defense, and he's still on his feet to the end zone. Berluti touchdown on the opening drive. He runs for about 56 yards for the Jumbos. Early on the board with 6.
And that is what I was talking about. You pass on early downs. You have the defense on their heels. QB draw on 3rd down. Blockers get downfield, and he goes all the way for a touchdown. Early lead for the Jumbos.
And it looks like McKissick took a bad route, bad angle to Berluti, trying to take him down, but Berluti just outruns him, finds his way to the end zone, and now Vaughn Seelick, the first-year kicker, out there for the Jumbos. He's 16 of 17 on point after attempts. Snap is good. Kick is up. And it is good. So that's 7 on the opening drive for the Jumbos on the 56-yard run from Michael Berluti. He's having a season to remember, Jared.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in the rushing attack as much as we saw him last year, but that has worked to the Jumbos' advantage in some ways. They pull out a surprise QB draw right there, and he's got sneaky speed. He runs past the entire defense. That'll take him over 200 rushing yards on the season, or close to 200 rushing yards on the season. Excuse me, that's his 3rd rushing touchdown. He can get it done, and really this offense has so many different ways that they can bite you.
Well, Jared, if you've seen any of our off-the-field content, you know that Berluti compares himself, and Phil Lutz compares him as well to Josh Allen. Definitely showing off the legs there on that QB draw. And the Allen-like Berluti finds his way into the end zone for 6 on the opening drive. Seelick makes it 7, and Pat Walsh is back in to kick this one deep. Number 87 for Amherst to take it. That's Carter Jung once again. At a touchback, Carter Jung will take a knee, and the Mammoths will take it back out to their own 25, where they went 3 and out on the first drive. Piazza now back. Looks like 2 backs. Man in motion. Piazza takes the snap, hands it off. Looks like it's Roberts. He rushes left. Piazza keeps it, runs left.
And Amherst looking to use some misdirection early to try to get the run game going. A little option play right there, maybe a triple option, but Piazza kept it.
Piazza hands this one off on a first down for Amherst. Roberts on the carry.
Interesting to see Robert get some heavy load of carries early. He's not primarily their lead running back. Usually it's Eckelkamp, but today they're looking to try to make the Jumbos defense catch them off guard a little bit and pull out all the stops.
And Jared, we saw Eckelkamp and Roberts in there earlier. Roberts seemingly the hot hand up until this point. Amherst now on their own 38. Piazza sends one in motion. He takes the snap, drops back, goes through his progression. Jumbo line giving some pressure. Piazza rolls out left and gets out of bounds on the gain of 5.
The defensive line right there broke through early, pressure on the quarterback, but they over pursued a little bit, and they left a wide open hole up the middle for Piazza to sneak through, and he smartly did so, picking up 6 or 7 yards on the play. 5 yards, excuse me.
Now Amherst looking to keep the ball on the ground with their offensive momentum. Eckelkamp in the game with Roberge. 2 backs, 2 receivers out wide. Takes a snap, looks out wide. Nice out route run by Carter Jung, and he picks up a first down and a gain of 6 to the left.
If they're going to get their passing game going, it's likely going to be through plays just like that. They were in a run-heavy formation right there. 3 guys in the backfield. Quick one-read pass out to the left. Not much Tufts can do about that. If they're going to struggle to push the ball downfield, they're going to have to lean on plays like that.
And Amherst definitely doing a good job responding to that Tufts big play. Picking up some chunk yards. Now Piazza in the backfield. 1 back to the left of him. Takes it, fakes the handoff, goes through his progression. Man on the edge, that's number 62 for the Jumbos. He's got to throw that out of bounds. On the pressure there, that was Uteri.
And Uteri came through unchecked. For Amherst, running back right there, came out of the backfield, didn't make any contact with him, gave him an opportunity, rushed free at the quarterback, but smartly got it away for an incompletion.
Well done by Piazza. Now 2nd and 10, 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Piazza takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Eckelkamp, and he runs it himself right through the middle. And Piazza on his feet, he's going to return the favor and take that to the house. And Amherst responding to the Jumbo long QB draw with one of their own. Puts 6 on the board for the Mammoths.
Yeah, read option right there, and the Tufts defense completely bit on the run. Wide open gap up the middle, and by the time you knew who he was gone. Not one of the most dynamic rushers in the league, but he does lead Amherst in rushing yards. That is Mike Piazza. That'll be his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, and for them, a great response to a quick score from the Jumbos.
The kick is up and good for Connor Kennelly, the first year from Medfield, Massachusetts. So Amherst doing a good job to respond right away to the Tufts attack, picking up a couple of chunk plays, and then taking it to the house was Piazza on the long run. 50 yards to the house, responding to Berluti's 56 yards to the house. And we're all tied up at 7, just under 10 minutes to go in the first.
And coming into today, Piazza was averaging only 2.5 yards per rush. So after that 50-yard rush, that number should go up significantly. Not what you were looking for as the Jumbo's defense, but a competitive game so far.
Absolutely, Jared. They're already beginning to pick up some steam. A lot of offense so far, not a ton of defense in the first 5 minutes. Now Amherst getting set to kick it deep. Looks like Andre Smith once again set back. It's going to be Connor Kennelly.
Kennelly to kick off for Amherst.
And Kennelly boots it long. Andre Smith picks it up at the 5. He's got a lane, but he's taken down. Looks like a good tackle there at the own 21. Jumbo's all the way back out to their own 25, and the Jumbo offense coming out once again. Jumbo's going with a no running back set. 5 receivers out there once again. Berluti sends a man in motion. That's Lutz. Takes the snap. Out wide to Lutz. Good block on the outside. Lutz trying to turn the corner. Presses the hit stick and picks up that first down. A gain of 12 for Phil Lutz.
And as I said on the first possession, really just trying to get the ball in their top target's hands, a little bubble screen out to the right off of motion, and he puts his shoulder down and gains probably 3 or 4 extra yards on that one. The Jumbos, again, coming out empty set, no one in the backfield. They're really looking to push the issue on the pass early today.
Berluti takes the snap once again, looking out to Lutz. Runs out wide, takes it for about 5 yards out left.
And really, really strong pass protection from the Jumbos right there. Gave Berluti plenty of time to survey down the field. Didn't find anyone open, and he uses his speed to pick up a couple yards. It's really the offensive line that allows them to go to these sets so early and so often.
And a really good job by the offensive line not to hold there. They've struggled with penalties per game. They sit at 6 for 68.6 yards. So staying disciplined. Berluti, screen to Lutz. He's trying to make a man miss. Gets taken down and run out of bounds, but it looks like he's got a first down by the spot. So they'll move the chains. Another first down for the Jumbos.
Indeed they will. And again, not looking to push downfield right now. They're going empty and they're getting the ball to their receivers in space. Look for them to continue that and then use that to build onto a more explosive down the field passing game. Berluti
takes a snap, another screen for Lutz. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and Lutz picks up about 3.
Exactly what I was going to say. They, as an offense, have had no trouble going back to what works time and time again. If they see a play that exploits a weakness in the defense, they will run that play until you figure out how to beat it. We've seen that a lot of times with Phil Lutz in particular.
And it's easy to forget about the dynamicness of the other receivers on this squad. They've got Cade Moore, Jackson Butler, and Jaden Richardson. But with Lutz in motion, Berluti looks over the middle of the field, and Butler drops it. Had some room, but just through his hands. It's going to be the first third down of the day for the Jumbos. 3rd and 6 now. 8:27 left to go.
But what the Jumbos are doing right now is very smart. They keep pressing these screen passes, short passes. They make the Amherst defense bring their safeties down, have more men in the box, and then when they do that, you can respond with a shot down the field. That's what they attempted right there.
3rd and 6, Johnson to Berluti's right. He takes the snap. Over the middle of the field, low pass, but Richardson able to make the grab. But the official behind says incomplete. Richardson in dismay.
Looked like a catch from here, but might have hit the ground. He caught it in a cradle motion. Sometimes difficult to bring those in. Anyways, it is ruled incomplete, and the Jumbos will have to punt.
It's going to be Pat Walsh out for the Jumbos to punt. Cam Jones deep for the Mammoths. Walsh takes the snap. The long punt, and a good punt. Takes an Amherst bounce. The Jumbos down it at the Amherst 14. Good punt by Walsh. About 36 yards. It's going to be Amherst now getting going on offense. They really were able to pick it up on the ground last time they were out there.
Yeah, the defense did their job, albeit aided by 2 drops from the Tufts receivers. And now for the Amherst offense, they're really going to have to see if they can add more dimensions to their game. They got it done on the ground. I assume they will continue to press that, but at some point they're going to need to start getting it done through the air as well if the Jumbos can pick up on run defense. They've been inconsistent on that side of the field so far this year.
Amherst going with their 2-back set once again. Piazza behind center. Roberge and Eckelkamp next to him. Kevin Girardi, the tight end, in there as well. Fakes the handoff. Piazza back. Off his back foot, looking downfield. And a great catch by Oxenhurt.
Piazza's pass is complete to Carson Oxenhurt.
Great throw by Mike Piazza to put it right in the basket of Carson Oxenhurt, the junior from Illinois. Oxenhurt able to create some space there. Now Amherst, who were back deep now just near midfield at their own 43. Piazza now still the 2-back set with Eckelkamp and Roberge. Fakes the handoff. He keeps it himself. Runs for about 9. Looks like he'll be short of that first down by just a yard.
But
Amherst picking up some offensive steam.
Yeah, Amherst having a lot of success with this option offense. Multiple guys in the backfield. Piazza has kept it several times now, and the Jumbos haven't been able to stop him. They've gotten chunk yards on several plays, and he can hand it off to multiple running backs out of the backfield through some of these sets. Very creative early from Amherst.
Piazza with a man in motion. Hands it off. That's Roberge. He picks up the first down and a couple more. Runs it out all the way to the Jumbo 43. DiCrescenzo on the stop for Tufts. Now Piazza running the hurry-up offense. He hands it off to Roberge. Picks up about 4. Runs out left.
And something I had going into this week, something I looked into, was the Tufts run defense. They have been very inconsistent this year. 119 yards given up week 1, 127 week 2, 233 week 3, but only 78 week 4. They've come and gone in their ability to stop the run. So far, a lot of chunk plays on the ground from Amherst. If Tufts wants to turn it around, they'll have to focus on their run defense.
And 90 rushing yards already for this Mammoths team. Piazza now takes the snap. He drops back. Long pass. Didn't look like him and Owen Gatos were on the same page, though. That one well deep of him.
There's been consistent pressure on the quarterback on every drop back from Piazza so far on passing downs for Amherst. If the Jumbos can continue to create pressure on the quarterback, they're going to force Amherst to stick with the run game. At that point, you need to tighten up and stop some of these chunk plays from happening. If you can make them one-dimensional, you need to be able to defeat that one dimension.
And despite the Jumbos not being able to stop the run, their defense has looked pretty intense this year under new defensive coordinator Justin Manning. He's really got this unit on the move. Now Piazza back behind center, one back to his left. Gatos in motion. Piazza takes the snap. Caught by Oxenhurt. Oxenhurt runs for the first down.
And the way you beat consistent pressure is by getting the ball out early. That's exactly what Piazza did. There are 2 rushers coming at him from the Tufts defensive line, but he gets that ball out quickly to an open receiver and a first down for Amherst.
It's a game of 7 and Amherst first down.
Great drive from Piazza thus far. He hands it off. Roberge taken down by number 36, Comerford of the Jumbos. He runs right for about 4 yards.
It's a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Mammoths.
2nd and 5 now for Amherst. Piazza with Roberge next to him. Mike Piazza takes the snap. Quick look, but the Jumbos with a lot of pressure. He rolls out right. He's got to throw it out of bounds. No catch for Oxenhurt, just too far out. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for Amherst at the Jumbo 28.
And interesting to see where Amherst looked on this 3rd down. 3rd and 5. Their running game has been able to pick up chunk yards so far. They could go on the ground here. The passing game has 1 big play so far, but the Tufts defensive line has been strong, and they might be unwilling to maybe take a sack and fall out of field goal range.
That's right, Jared. The Jumbos have shown a lot of pressure so far with E.J. Comerford and Edward Uteri nearly getting to the quarterback on that play. Now Piazza back behind center. Roberge to his right. Gatos in motion. Piazza takes the snap. Looking for Gatos over the middle of the field. That's Oxenhurt, who got hit hard, and his helmet comes off. Looked a little slow to get up, but he does get up. He's got to come out of the game by rule. Looks like it's not going to be a first down. We'll see if the Mammoths decide to go for it, and they'll send out the kicking unit. Connor Kennelly, the kicker for the Mammoths. His long on the season is 38 yards. Kicking this one from the Jumbo 30 is where that holder is spotted up, so it's going to be about a 40-yard kick for Kennelly. It would be his longest of the year. He missed one from 50-plus earlier. We'll see if Kennelly's got the leg. The hold is good. The snap is good. It's up. And no good for the Mammoths, so the Jumbos catch a break there. Once again, bend, don't break.
Exactly, bend, don't break defense at its finest. Amherst travels pretty much the length of the field, chooses to kick on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. A decision that you could maybe dispute, but you really do want to get points on the board when you can against this Jumbos offense. Unfortunately, wide left, they miss it now. Michael Berluti and the Tufts offense, which has not really put the ball on the ground yet so far with Tyler Johnson, are going to come out and see if they can take a lead with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first quarter.
Now Johnson to Berluti's left. Berluti takes the snap. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the Jumbos. And a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 on their own 24 for the Jumbos. Johnson to Berluti's left. Takes the snap. Passes out wide. That's Cade Moore, who gets back to that original line of scrimmage and some more. Gain of about 9. Outright to Cade Moore.
To me, this says that the Jumbos, when they game plan this week, really saw that the Amherst passing defense was their weakness. They don't want it. Doesn't seem like they want to run the ball so far. Maybe that will change later in the game, but they're looking to attack through the air, maybe tire them out a little to open it up for a big play from one of their dynamic receivers, Richardson, Butler, or, of course, Phil Lutz.
Berluti takes the snap. Looking downfield, that's Richardson. He's got it. We'll see if he was in. The officials do say he's in, and a catch for about 15 for Jaden Richardson moves the chains for the Jumbos.
And Berluti's already thrown the ball 9 times. He could get upwards of 30, 40 attempts a game if they continue to throw the ball like this.
And a carry for Johnson. He's looking to run through the hole. Offensive line doesn't open it up that well, though. Looks like a gain of about 2. A gain of 3 for Johnson. 2nd and 7 for the Jumbos. Just under 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Berluti takes the snap. Sends it out wide to Lutz, who gets dragged back. Good on the coverage for the Mammoths. Number 27, Matt Monteleone, the first year from Florham Park, New Jersey. Berluti fakes the snap. Fakes the handoff, sends it long for Jaden Richardson. And Amherst just getting a hand in there, good on the coverage.
Looked like
Luke Harmon.
Looked like Berluti wanted that one all the way. Saw a deep shot down the field, put that one on him, but good defense from Amherst. Doesn't put himself in position to maybe get called for a pass interference right there. Head turns around, ball deflects off, and an incomplete pass. But again, there you see the Jumbos trying to use the short pass to set up the deep shot.
Now Patrick Walsh once again in the game to punt for the Jumbos. Walsh takes the snap. And a long punt from Walsh. But into the end zone. The Mammoths will have this one out at their own 25. An absolute boot from Patrick Walsh.
What do they call him? Legatron?
Something like that. And Walsh's kick just a little too much. Now Piazza will have this one with this Amherst Mammoths unit out to their own 25. A lot of field in front of them, but they've shown their ability to move the ball on the ground. Piazza now with Roberge to his right. Gatos in motion. Piazza fakes the handoff. Looking for Gatos. Has some space. And forced out of bounds by the Jumbos.
An absolute dime right there from Mike Piazza. He saw that one early in the play, a little wheel route down the sideline, and he dropped it absolutely in the bucket. Great throw from Piazza, and another big play from the offense of Amherst. Not something they've been doing a lot of so far this season through the air.
Yeah, and the Jumbos have really struggled, put a lot of holes in their defense so far, and Piazza's found them. Back behind center once again with a back to his right. Piazza takes a snap, hands it off to Roberge, but coming from behind was number 97, Michael Butler.
And that's the type of defensive play that the Jumbos have really needed against the run. Disengage from a blocker and bring him down near the line of scrimmage. First time they've really prevented chunk plays on the ground.
A good job by Michael Butler getting around there to take Roberge down. Roberge having a good game so far for the Mammoths. He's got 6 for 23. Now man in motion, that's Gatos. Piazza takes it himself and gets hit pretty hard. Looks like a gain of about 2 to the left.
And now on third down, does the Amherst offense have a passing play that they can break out and beat the Jumbos defense when they know it might be a passing situation? They can surprise them on early downs, but do they have the types of plays they can go to time and time again to pick up big plays when they really need it?
Now an important 3rd and 6 here for the Mammoths just over Jumbo midfield. Piazza behind center, one back to his left. Looking deep. He checks it down to Roberge, who runs for the first down and some more. Gain of about 10 for the Mammoths. Out to the Jumbo 35.
And the downfield coverage on that play from the Jumbos was excellent. There was nobody open, but smart play by Piazza. Checks it down on the running back. There was nobody there, and that's an easy first down. As a quarterback, that's really the easiest play in the book.
Roberge with a lot of room to run. Picks up about 10. Now Amherst will take this one out to the end of the first quarter. We're all tied up at 7.
That is the end of the first quarter with the score, Tufts 7 and Amherst 7.
We are NetSec, Amherst, Waste, Bowdoin, Colby, Connecticut College, Hamilton, Third College, Trinity, Tufts, Wellesley, Williams. We are NetSec at home, on the road, and in the stands. Together we strive to create communities of respect, responsibility, and integrity. To reach this goal, NetSec attack and right span to the relationship. Represent with pride. In positive movement. And keep it clean. We respect our opponents. We were united. We will serve for you. We are NetSec.
And we're back here for the second quarter. We'll walk you through those 2 touchdowns there in the first. First one's Michael Berluti running for 56. And a nearly identical play from Amherst as well. You see Piazza running straight through the line and a tough route there from the Jumbos. Piazza takes it to the house, and now Amherst at the Jumbo 35 looking to pile on some more after missing the field goal from 40 yards. Piazza with 2 backs in there. That's Eckelkamp and Roberge. He hands it off. Excuse me, that's Eckelkamp. He gets taken down after a gain of about 2 to the left.
Amherst carried by Arthur Nwabi.
Pardon me, that's Arthur Nwabi, the first year from Newark, New Jersey. Not 34, Louis Eckelkamp. 24 instead, Nwabi. Now it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Gracie and O'Neal on the stop for the Jumbos. Gain of 2 in the second and 8.
Piazza with Roberge to his left. 3 receivers out wide. Piazza takes the snap. Jumbo send pressure. 2 guys unblocked. Uteri and Piazza in a foot race. Piazza runs out of bounds. After a gain of 2 to the right, it was Uteri and Michael Butler in pursuit.
So the Jumbo's doing a great job sending pressure, but Piazza has been doing a great job avoiding pressure. He's had his eyes up and hasn't let himself, take a negative play. He gets out of the pocket on that play. He outruns the defense, picks up yards. If he can continue to do that, they're going to be able to have more favorable opportunities on 3rd down and the like.
And a big 3rd and 6 here from Amherst on the Jumbo 31. Piazza with 1 back to his right. Couple of guys out wide. Piazza takes the snap. Hit after he throws by Uteri. No flag, though, and a drop from the Mammoths. Good on the coverage for Tufts.
Pass was almost picked off right there by the Jumbos when the defensive line gets there so quickly, forces a quick pass on an out route like that to the right side, gave an opportunity to jump in front of that one off the Tufts defense. But 4th and 6, interesting decision here from the Mammoths. We saw them try to kick a field goal on their last possession. It was no good. Now it looks like they may stay on the field and go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, and a good job by Rosario getting in there on the coverage. Now Piazza with a back to his right. Amherst going for it here on 4th and 6. Gatos in motion. Piazza takes the snap. Looks for Gatos over the middle of the field. Looking for Oxenhurt, but not there, and the Jumbos stay strong on 4th down.
In that in-between territory where you don't really know if you can kick, but you don't think you should punt, 4th and 6, kind of long to go for it, but feel like they forced their hand there, especially against a Jumbos team that they feel like they need to put up points on the board to compete with. The play right there, though, nothing really going. 2 men on the slant route, and it sails over his head.
And the Jumbos read it nicely to set up Berluti on this offense, starting at their own 31. Tyler Johnson to Berluti's right. Berluti takes a snap, looks over the middle of the field to Lutz, but no one there. 2 men on the coverage for Amherst. And another pass intended for Lutz.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Jumbos.
2nd and 10 for Tufts. Berluti still back behind center. Johnson to his right. Berluti takes the snap. Looks out wide for Richardson, but out of his reach.
And these quick hitters, staples of the Tufts offense, haven't connected on them so far in this series. Now 3rd and long, and maybe they look to go downfield.
Now 3rd and long for the Jumbos. 4 receivers, 3 out wide, Lutz in the slot. Berluti takes the snap. Looks for Richardson over the middle. Pass on the run for Johnson, but just behind him. The Jumbos are going to punt now on 4th and 10.
And the passing offense for Tufts just not as in sync as it's been in previous weeks. We've talked about just how dominant the Jumbo offense has been. Michael Berluti is first in the NESCAC in completions with 108. He's only up on the next guy by 1, yet he has over 400 yards more than that guy. That speaks to the efficiency of this offense, but so far today has not had that success. 8 of 14 for only 55 yards, far below his usual standard.
And Jared, it's fascinating because you talked about a balanced attack from the Jumbos earlier. Only 3 rushing attempts so far. One of them was to the house from Berluti. The punt from Walsh takes a Mammoths bounce. The Jumbos pick it up at the Mammoths 45. So that's where Amherst will start this next drive. But again, not a super balanced attack from the Jumbos. A lot of passes. Similarly, not super balanced from offense, but definitely more balanced than the Jumbos. They've got 14 attempts on the ground and 6 in the air.
But as you said, I had balanced offense as one of my keys to the game coming into today. Obviously has not been that way so far, and it hasn't been working we'll look to see if the Jumbos adjust that balance as the game goes on and maybe put the ball on the ground more on early downs.
Now Gatos in motion. Piazza hands off to Roberge. Good tackle by the Jumbos, stopping that one back at the line of scrimmage. That's a rush for no gain right through the middle. Shane Reiner on the stop.
And Amherst has been using a lot of misdirection to try to confuse the Tufts defense some of these run plays. We know that the Tufts defensive line has been getting a lot of push on passing downs. They're starting to get a little more of that on rushing downs as well.
Still a lot of time in this first half. 12:40 on the clock. Amherst breaks their huddle. It's Roberge next to Piazza. Piazza. And a delay of game from Amherst, taking a little bit too long on the snap. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 15 for the Mammoths. Had been a mostly clean game on both sides, only one false start from the Jumbos previously. Now a penalty for 5 yards as well for Amherst. Mammoths keep the same personnel. Piazza with Roberge to his right. 2nd and 15 for Amherst. Piazza takes the snap. He's got a lot of time. Pocket breaks down. Piazza looking for his man. Looked like number 83, Sam Gerber, the first-year receiver from Wayne, Pennsylvania. They don't connect, though, and it'll be 3rd and 15 for the Mammoths.
And Jumbo's forcing Mike Piazza to improvise on a lot of these pass plays. We'll see if he can continue to try to make plays out of nothing.
Now Piazza on the 3rd and longs had a lot of success in the air on these big plays. Receivers in the game for him. Jack Betts out wide. Gatos in there as well. Can't see who's on the far side of the field. But next to him, that's Roberge. He takes it. Offensive lineman falls down. Piazza looking over the middle for Gatos and picked off by Lou Timmons. Timmons still on his feet and an interception from the Jumbos. Really great job by Lewis Timmons. That's his 3rd interception of the season. And the Jumbos give themselves a short field.
And that is the play you were looking for from the Tufts defense. You figured it was coming at some point, sending pressure consistently, and Mike Piazza had been able so far to kind of worm his way out of it. Right there, not so much. A stunt on the blitz. Pressure came a little late, and he tried to put that ball over the middle of the field, jumped in front of and picked off. Great defensive stand by the Jumbos.
Absolutely, Jared. The 3rd interception of the year for Lewis Timmons sets up a short field for Berluti and this Jumbo offense. Johnson on the carry, straight through the middle. He's on his feet. And another great run there from Tyler Johnson. Just as we talked about that balanced offense, the Jumbos send it to the ground.
And, of course, the back and forth on offense and defense sometimes can be hard to read, but when you pass the ball first down, you come out and now you run the ball on first down, you're bound to pick up a chunk play.
And another quick play, quick run there for Johnson. He's going to pick up a couple, but taken down.
Yeah, and the Jumbos love to play with pace when they feel like momentum is on their side. Right now, they certainly feel that way. They want to get this ball in the end zone as soon as possible, put the ball back in Amherst's hands, get another stop, and let that offense go to work. If they can convert, of course, in the red zone right now.
Absolutely. Now 2nd and 7 for the Jumbos. Berluti now back. Johnson to his left. Berluti takes the snap. Immediately looks for Richardson. Makes a nice move on the sideline, but is upended by Luke Harmon.
And as I said, these quick plays, quick hitters are a staple of the Tufts playbook, and you can just see the difference in timing when they come out and they're all on the same page. That was an easy first down from the second the ball left Berluti's hands, and now they're set up in prime position to take the lead.
Now 3rd and 3 for Berluti and this Tufts offense. in the red zone this season. They're 13 of 21 scoring. 11 of 21 of those have been touchdowns. Jumbo's definitely looking to add 6 here, but a 3rd and 3. Richardson out wide with Lutz. Johnson next to him, and a timeout from Amherst will make the Jumbos think about it just a little bit longer.
Yeah, they're going to want to talk it over. Biggest play of the game so far, upcoming 3rd and 3 in the red zone. And, of course, the Jumbos have a lot of options of who they can go to in the air, on the ground. Either way, of course, not a goal-to-go situation yet, so the Jumbos could look to pick up the first down and then take it from there with, again, the wide variety of options they have. But the Jumbos have to be happy about finally forcing that turnover. They were frustrated giving up big plays to an offense that has been very explosive this year. That was the 7th interception that Mike Piazza has thrown so far. So now the Jumbos, they really want to convert and get the momentum fully on their side.
That's right, Jared, and definitely tough at this point to guard that 3-headed giant in Jackson Butler, Jaden Richardson, and Phil Lutz. Jumbos have really gone to 4 receivers if you add Cade Moore to that equation. So we'll see what they draw up here on 3rd and 3. They've had some success on this drive with the run. So Johnson, definitely an option here down in the red zone. Berluti could do it himself. We saw him run one for 56 yards. So a lot to think about for this Amherst defense. Can they stand strong? We'll see in just a moment. Berluti with Johnson to his left. Jumbos have Lutz, Butler, Cade Moore, and Richardson out wide. Johnson to his right. Berluti looking for him. Looks deep to the end zone for Cade Moore, but that one uncatchable. It's going to be 4th and 3. We'll see if the Jumbos decide to go for it, and they won't. Vaughn Seelick headed out for the field goal. Seelick 2 of 4 on the season. His longest is 31. Missed one in the 30 to 39 range, so definitely not a gimme here for the Tufts offense.
Yeah, not a gimme, and definitely a missed opportunity from the Tufts offense as well. They looked to the end zone on 3rd and 3, and really there were 2 men on the receiver right there. Unlikely that ball would have completed even if it was better placed.
And Sam Frizzoli, the holder. This one's up. And straight through for Vaughn Seelick. The Jumbos take a 3-point lead, and they lead the Mammoths 10-7 here in the Ellis Oval. 9:51 left to go, so still a lot of time in this first half, and Amherst looking to answer.
Yeah, they're going to come out, want to get revenge for the interception on the last drive. Still a lot of time left in the half, 9 minutes and 51 seconds, so they can play at their own pace. No need to try to get it all back at once. It's only 3 points. The Jumbos weren't able to put the ball in the end zone, so I'd look to see Amherst go back to what was working on the ground and try to pick up big plays through the air when they feel like they can catch the Tufts defense off guard.
Amherst having a lot of success both in the air and on the ground. Oxenhurt, 3 catches for 40 yards, but the turnover for Amherst turns into 3 points for the Jumbos. Piazza, 7 attempts for 78 yards on the ground, 6 of 14 in the air, so well below his 60% completion rate. Now Patrick Walsh set to kick this one off for Tufts. Jung's got to take this one out of the end zone. Walsh doesn't get it there, and a nice tackle there on special teams for the Jumbos. That's number 38, Jalen Callender.
Jaden Callender on a stop for the Jumbos. It'll be 1st and 10 for Amherst at their own 20-yard line.
Now Piazza back behind center with Roberge to his right. Austin Peck out wide with Gatos as well. Piazza takes the snap. And a long ball looking for Oxenhurt, who looks like he got the worst of it. Tough hit from the Jumbo secondary, but Cam O'Brien in trying to stop that one. Really, Jaden Richardson, and not Jaden Richardson, Christian Rosario in there as well.
Really not a badly placed ball right there. He put that where really the Jumbo's defense, they weren't going to be able to make a play on it. If that had been underthrown, I thought it could have been intercepted, but he put it on the sideline, a tough grab to make, broken up upon hitting the ground. But we've seen an ability from this offense. They want to look downfield. They're not willing to just settle for short play after short play after short play.
Piazza with Roberge to his left. Sends Gatos in motion. Another guy in motion. Should be a false start, but they don't call it. Handoff to Roberge. Tough sideline, confused, but a gain of 6 to the right for Amherst.
Yeah, it looked like there were two guys in motion at the same time for the Amherst offense right there. Coach Savetti not happy with the lack of a flag for maybe an illegal shift on Amherst, but no flag it is, and we'll move to 3rd and 5.
Now Piazza with Roberge to his left. He takes the snap. Jumbo send pressure behind for Roberge, and a big hit from E.J. Comerford.
And Jumbos have really consistently, they've been pressuring the quarterback the whole game, but 3rd down, they have consistently sent blitzes after Piazza. They want to force him to get the ball out quickly and make an accurate throw right there. With the pressure in his face, tries to make a throw to the flat, but the Jumbos defense is ready for that. Broken up, and that's another stand for the Jumbos, who look like they're putting together a little more on defense how to make Piazza sweat.
Yeah, and E.J. Comerford on the big hit, definitely making them think twice about catching that ball before they turn upfield. Jumbos have one man deep. It's going to be Mitchell to punt. This one off his foot, the long punt. Fair caught there by Andre Smith. A little extracurricular activity. And a flag there. Looks like it's going to be against Amherst. It was O.J. Armstrong and Nate Lockhart both going after it. And Andre Smith on the fair catch at the Jumbo 37. Looks like that's where the Jumbos will start this drive. We'll see what this penalty is in just a moment. But again, it was O.J. Armstrong and number 10, Nate Lockhart for Amherst, with some after-the-play hand fighting. They call an unnecessary roughness against the Jumbos. Looked like they got the number wrong, though. It was O.J. Armstrong in there with number 10, Nate Lockhart. So it's going to go against the Jumbos. It's going to back them up just a little bit, 15 yards. And so they'll start this one just about at their own 20,
and we've seen
22.
A couple times so far this season, personal foul penalties early in drives that really set back the Jumbos offense. Right now, starting around the 20-yard line, the offense is still confident in their ability to get downfield, but of course you never want to start off a drive with negative yardage.
And again, an average of 6 penalties for 68 yards on the season. They've got 2 for 20 so far. Now Berluti back behind center with Johnson to his left. 3 receivers and 1 tight end. Berluti takes a snap, hands off to Johnson, but no hole for him. Johnson runs right, gets tackled by a bunch.
And the Jumbos leaning back toward their tendency to run on early downs with Tyler Johnson right there, who always keeps his legs churning. So they've been varying their approach by drive so far, it seems. And the Jumbos passing offense very timing-based, so we'll see if they can get back on the same page and start getting some plays down the field.
Yeah, and the Jumbos have struggled to open up holes between Sapalia and Lobin so far in this one. They have done well in pass protection, though. Jumbo send Butler in motion. Berluti with 1 in pursuit. Berluti gets taken down. And a pair of Amherst Mammoths on the tackle. Number 27 in there. That's Matt Monteleone.
And his helmet came off, so he's exiting the game. Interestingly, earlier on the Amherst side, a receiver lost his helmet. Didn't seem like he exited the game.
It's going to be 3rd and long for the Jumbos. And a timeout for Tufts may allow Berluti to come back in on that next play.
Yeah, might be a smart call right there. 3rd down, long, 3rd and 15. They're going to want their QB1 in there to make a play. Good pressure from Amherst forces Berluti to the ground. Helmet came off. Jumbo's offense been a little consistent so far, and right now, 3rd and 15 from deep in their own territory, they're going to at least want to pick up some yards in this play and maybe make a potential punt more favorable.
That's right, Jared. And the bad penalty, which had you earlier in some good field position, backs you up a good amount, then the sack backs you up just a little bit more, and Michael Berluti now back in the game after the timeout. Jumbo's going back to their 4-receiver set with Cade Moore, Phil Lutz, Jackson Butler, and Jaden Richardson. Tyler Johnson to the left of Michael Berluti. They're looking for a first down here, 3rd and 15, 7:47 left to go, but this Amherst defense has remained strong. Luke Harmon lined up against Butler. Berluti takes the snap, drops back, rolls out right. Not much downfield. He's got to throw it away. And more good defense from Amherst.
That was all Charlie Parkinson of the D-line on Amherst. He made a great swim move on the right tackle for the Jumbos, forced the pressure on Berluti, got inside, forced Berluti outside, and he had no choice but to throw that ball away. Rolling right, he wouldn't have been able to get anything on that down the field, and the punt unit is on.
It's going to be Patrick Walsh with the boot. We saw a long punt from Walsh, but just too far back into the end zone. Jack Racine on special teams has been excellent for the Jumbos so far this year. Looks like he's going to be one of the gunners. And now Walsh takes the snap. Long, low punt. Takes a jumbo bounce. Picked up by Cam Jones and brought down by the Jumbos at the Jumbo 44.
It's an absolute line drive of a punt right there from Walsh, but a favorable one. If that hadn't been picked up by Amherst, it would have rolled a long way. So smart decision right there, and a somewhat favorable outcome for the Jumbos considering the field position they were facing.
And Racine and Ryan Doyle on the tackle for Tufts. Amherst now starting this drive at their own 43. It's going to be Piazza with a 2-back set once again. Piazza takes a snap. Takes it himself after the fake to Eckelkamp. Runs right for about 5 yards.
They had a lot of success with these 3-back sets and option plays very early in the game in the first quarter. They went away from it a little bit the last couple drives to little success, and now it looks like they're coming back to it. These are the plays that were picking them up. A lot of yardage on the ground against this Tufts defense.
That's right, Jared. They're able to run a lot of misdirection with 3 backs in the backfield. Now Piazza with Roberge and Eckelkamp once again. He takes the snap, fakes it, drops back. Jumbo send pressure. Piazza goes deep, but no man to be found. Good coverage there from the Jumbos.
Double covered on that play. He had a man on the left side in single coverage and a running back in the flat that he could have checked it off to, but wanted a big play right there. At least in his favor, he put the ball where no one could get it.
It was O.J. Armstrong and Jameer Alves on the double coverage. And now Piazza with 3rd and 4 on his own 49, looking to get something going here for the Mammoths.
And we've seen a lot of Jameer Alves deep at safety for the Jumbos today. He's done a great job right now with a single high safety.
Man in motion, that's Gatos. And a handoff, still churning there through the middle. Roberge, he's got that first down. And they'll move the chains for the Mammoths.
And that's a great job by Roberge. First contact with the Tufts defense was probably somewhere around the 48, 47-yard line, but he pushed all the way for a first down.
Piazza running the hurry up, takes the snap. Looking downfield, Jumbo send pressure now. Over the middle of the field, wide open is Roberge.
And that's what we've been seeing. Can Piazza make plays when the play breaks down? On that possession, on that play, yes, he could. Play broke down, men in the backfield kept his eyes up and found an open receiver wide open in the middle of the field.
Piazza running the hurry up once again. And a big hit there behind the line. Able to bounce off of it, though, is the running back. DiCrescenzo in there on the tackle. Will McCreary also in there for Tufts. Big hit there on Roberge. 2nd and 9 now for the Mammoths, who were running the hurry up, but they'll slow it down now. Just over 6 minutes left to go here in the first half. Jumbos lead 10-7. Amherst looking to pick up some more yards. Connor Kennelly missed one earlier from 40 yards, so it's still outside of his range. Now Piazza takes the snap, checks it down, and hit hard. Ball comes out. The Jumbos pick it up, but they deem an incomplete pass. Good coverage there from the Jumbos, dropped by Roberge. It was Shane Reiner with the big hit to jar that one loose.
And he is a consistent presence on this Tufts defense, always hard-hitting and always quick to sniff out a play, especially in the backfield. He's usually the first one to hit a running back on a play like that. Again, now 3rd and 9 for the Amherst offense. Can they find a play that they know will work for them, that will pick them up a first down? Because we know they're not in field goal range right now.
That's right, Jared. Piazza, 3rd and long here. Roberge to his left. 4 receiver set for Amherst. Piazza takes the snap. It's a bad snap, though. Has to pick it up. Has to throw it out of bounds. Looked like he was still in the pocket, though, so an interesting no call here from the officials. It's going to be 4th down for the Mammoths. We'll see if they send out Connor Kennelly, and that is Connor Kennelly, so it's going to be a long one for him.
And that's a break for the Tufts defense. He'll take that, a low snap. Play breaks down immediately. He gets rid of it. Kennelly missed from a shorter distance earlier, so this would be his longest field goal of the year if he can make it.
A 49-yarder here from Connor Kennelly.
He's a big guy for a kicker.
And this one's up. Looks like it's going to be well short. And it is no good for the Mammoths. Jameer Alves loving that. Out comes Cam O'Brien to hype up his team as the Jumbo offensive unit gets sent out once again. They've struggled in both pass and run protection so far. We'll see if they can get a little bit of push to balance out this offensive attack.
And earlier in the season, when the Jumbos had a hard time running it up the middle with Tyler Johnson, the adjustment they usually made was to start running outside the tackles, and they've had a lot of success at times in the season with that strategy. I would look to see them, instead of those inside zone rush plays with Tyler Johnson, maybe send him outside where you have big receivers that can block for him, and that would be an adjustment I would make.
Berluti takes the snap. Same receiver set out wide to Johnson, who uses his big body to push over a defender, but only a gain of 2 to the left for Tufts. Still a lot of time left in this half, over 5 minutes to go. The Jumbos sending in some new personnel.
But a similar concept right there. Sometimes they see that little swing pass to Johnson as the equivalent of a run outside. Only gets a couple yards right there. Passing offense for the Jumbos just hasn't really been picking up big plays so far. Very inefficient. Short yardage. So right now, 2nd and 8, they can do a lot if they can get back to the ways that they have been playing earlier in the season.
Now Berluti takes a snap, hands it off to Johnson. Offensive line gives him a little bit of a hole, and Johnson on the carry picks up about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Jumbos. Coming back in is Cade Moore and Jackson Butler. So the Jumbos go back to their 4 receiver set with Richardson, Lutz, Butler, and Cade Moore. Johnson next to Berluti. 3rd and 5 on their own 37 for Tufts. Looking to pick up a first down. 3 and out on their last drive. Cade Moore in motion. Berluti looks out wide for Johnson. He's got a little bit of room. Hurdles the defender, and he's still on his feet. Tyler Johnson, we've seen him break out the spin move, but absolutely hurdling the defender. Tyler Johnson digging deep into his bag of tricks for that one.
Man, he got some airtime on that right there. Straight up hurdles a defender and gets the first down. An unbelievable display of athleticism from Tyler Johnson. He didn't just hurdle him, he kept going.
And untouched was Johnson on that play. Berluti, a quick pass, gets it out wide to Phil Lutz.
That's a highlight reel play if you've ever seen one, and that's the type of play that really can put some energy into an offense. You have to build off something like that. An unbelievable display of athleticism from Johnson.
2nd and 4 for the Jumbos. Berluti back, another quick pass out wide. Jackson Butler on the sideline. Not able to hurdle the defender there, but runs out of bounds after picking up that first down. Jumbos have a little bit of offensive momentum, all set up by that Tyler Johnson hurdle.
And there's that timing I've been talking about. Berluti puts it on his receivers better than anyone else in the NESCAC. When they can get that timing down, the Tufts offense really starts to get it going.
Berluti takes the snap, running the hurry up out wide to Jaden Richardson. Makes a man miss. Still on his feet, Jaden Richardson, a gain of about 15. The Jumbos now back in the red zone.
And there you go. You kill them with the quick outs over and over and over again. You can go to either side of the field. If that route is well run and that ball comes out on time, it's very hard to stop that. And the Jumbos have leaned on that many, many times throughout this season.
Berluti hurrying it up. Fakes to Johnson, running himself out wide. That's Cade Moore. Cade Moore on the catch. Looks like another Jumbo first down. He'll be down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Jumbos now. Another great pass by Michael Berluti on the move out wide.
Jumbo's looking to play fast yet again, and that is not an easy pass. Deadly play action right there, kind of froze the defense. Rolling out to his right, he put that ball on a line where only his receiver could get it, and now they're set up goal to go. And the offense that has been so deadly has a chance to get in the end zone.
1st and 5. Jumbos take the snap. Berluti with a lot of time. Receivers well covered. He rolls out left. He's got one to beat. And Berluti just runs out of bounds. 2:31 left to go. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the Jumbo 5-yard line.
The Amherst defense right there, they did a good job obviously locking everybody up. No open men downfield, but at the same time they did a great job making sure Berluti didn't have a route to bail and get in the end zone. Oftentimes in the red zone you see a quarterback, there's no read there. They take it down, easy touchdown, no one on the outside of the defensive line. But no, they contained right there. They kept Berluti in the pocket, and as you saw, he could not make his way to the end zone.
Now Berluti takes the snap, rolls out right. He's going to take it himself, and Berluti almost diving for the pylon. Just a little short. It's going to be 3rd and goal, on the Jumbo, or the Amherst 1.
Not sure if that was a designed run or design pass, but I love moving the pocket near the goal line. Creates a lot of opportunities to do either that, either run or pass. And a good play call right there. Obviously couldn't get it in the end zone, but I like the look from the Jumbo's offense.
And a big 3rd down here for this Jumbo offense. Amherst has stayed strong the last time the Jumbos found the red zone. Berluti. Long pass for Richardson. They're wrestling for it. No catch. It's going to be 4th and 2. We'll see if the Jumbos stay on the field or if Seelik's going to come out.
And that was Luke Harmon for the Mammoths. He made a great play on that ball. They were looking fade route all the way, and he high-pointed that little struggle for the ball right there, both trying to come down with it. By the end, the receiver was happy with an incompletion. He just didn't want that ball to be intercepted.
And we've seen Coach Savetti be aggressive before, specifically in that Trinity game, and the Jumbos are going to go for it here on 4th and goal on the Mammoths 2. Berluti takes the snap, runs it himself, and a fumble. Picked up by the Jumbos. We'll see if Berluti broke the plane before that ball came out. The officials are going to talk about it for a moment. We'll see what's happening. Looked like Berluti was able to get in. We'll have a replay for you in a moment.
Looking here, Berluti on the run. The ball does come out, but we have to check if the ball breaks the plane first. Contact right there. The ball looked like it was coming out already. Now the question is, who recovered the ball in the end zone?
So the ball doesn't break the plane.
Recovered by Amherst. It'll be a touchback. And a crazy turn of events for the Jumbos right there on 4th and 1. Ball comes out. Not ideal if you are Michael Berluti and the Jumbo offense.
Yeah, Berluti's got to do a better job of keeping that ball in tight before getting into the end zone, but the Jumbo defensive unit now, Amherst, taking over 1st and 10 on their own 25. Jumbo defense, tall task in front of them. 1:29 left in the first half, and the Amherst Mammoths catch a break.
And credit to the Amherst defense. They made a play on 4th and 1 when they needed it, and they've stuck in this game. They refuse to bow out.
Piazza takes the snap, hands it off to the middle. Roberge on the carry for Amherst. Racine and Butler on the stop, and now Amherst looks like they may just run out this clock, staying pretty slow with their plays so far, keeping it on the ground thus far.
And if you're the Jumbo defense, you've held Piazza to 7 of 20 for only 100 yards, 35%. You're doing your job.
Piazza hands it off to Roberge, who runs right.
Roberge on the carry for Amherst.
He runs out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock here. 35 seconds left in the half. 3rd and 8. 2 timeouts for both squads. So see if the Jumbos, if they're able to get the ball back, what they decide to do.
Yeah, it looks like both teams might be willing to just take this one into the half. See if Piazza puts the ball through the air. As I said, 7 for 20 is really not ideal for any offense. They've had a lot more success on the ground than they have through the air, aside from a couple big chunk plays. 35 seconds, unlikely for them to try to risk a turnover.
Now Piazza takes a snap, hands it off, running up the middle, picks up that 1st down.
Amherst doesn't look like they're in a huge rush to get back to the line. They want to get a couple more plays off, but they're not pushing the issue.
And remember, Jared, coming into this game, one of the worst passing offenses in the NESCAC, so they may decide to just run this out knowing that this clock situation doesn't exactly play to their strengths.
And he's good for an Amherst 1st down.
And they'll do just that. Play clock turned off. And they'll run out the clock. Jumbos lead 10-7 at the half. Amherst leaving 6 on the board on the 2 missed field goals. Jumbos unable to score their last trip into the red zone. So now 20-minute break, but before you go, the Tufts cheerleading team has a halftime show. So as soon as these 2 teams leave the field, be sure to stay tuned and watch the Tufts cheer team as they are performing at halftime here in the Ellis Oval.
So hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. I don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical.
Sip ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Sip ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Sip ace, that freaking bottom. bass, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead like I'm Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Sit bass, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead like I'm Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Sit bass, that freaking down.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
At Team Impact, we pair kids who have been sidelined by serious illness and disability with college teams from across the country.
What's up, big man? You good?
It's more than a single-day meet and greet or photo opportunity. Our program places kids on a multi-year journey, becoming true members of a collegiate athletics team.
We are
Penn State.
From signing day to game day.
I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact. All in, all together.
Welcome, fans. Another Tufts University football game. Beautiful spin move, and he's still going. Touchdown! Michael Berluti.
Jumbos on 3. 1, 2, 3.
5, 4, 2,
1.
Let's go, Jumbos!
And we're back for the second half of this Tufts Jumbos football game. Again, facing off against the Amherst Mammoths. The Jumbos jumped out to an early 7-0 lead, but the Mammoths responded with a 7 of their own on the run from Mike Piazza. Both touchdowns have been QB runs of 50-plus yards, so really interesting on offense. Jumbos fortunate to kick a field goal and hit it through. It was Vaughn Seelick on the kick. Amherst is 0 of 2 on field goals so far today. Both of them have been significantly longer, but still, it's been a game mostly dominated by Amherst. They lead first downs 11-9. They lead in time of possession 17-38 to 12-22, and they've converted 4 of 10 of their third downs, whereas the Jumbos have only converted 2 of 8. So, Jared, does this remind you of anything special? Like, what's going on here with this Jumbos offense? Amherst seems to have them figured out.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of Week 1 versus Trinity. The only difference now being that the Jumbos are in the lead, and in that game they were trailing for almost the entire way. But in the first half of that game, the Jumbos offense was just not in sync. Berluti was completing his passes, but they weren't going for many yards. Today, he's 15 of 24 for 118. That's just not a rate that you're going to be successful at. And in that game, we saw Phil Lutz struggle in the first half. Only 1 reception for 20 yards. Right now, he has 6 for 29. In the second half of that game, he went for 170 yards. The Jumbos came back, and they almost took a victory at the end. We'll see if the Jumbos can replicate that type of turnaround today and maybe see Lutz get open down the field a little more often. He's the guy they need to turn this offense around.
The Jumbos are going to take this second half kickoff. It's Andre Smith back deep. He'll let it go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Jumbos are going to start this first drive of the second half from their own 25. Notably, Phil Lutz has 6 catches for 29 yards on 8 targets, Jared. So the Jumbos are definitely trying to force feed Phil Lutz the ball, but he hasn't had a whole lot of success through the air.
And not many targets for him down the field. Most of those targets were in the backfield, near the line of scrimmage, quick outs. We haven't seen his signature, post routes down the middle of the field, big chunk plays that they know they can get from him.
Johnson, 5 of 27, a lot of them coming on that hurdle play earlier. In the backfield next to Berluti is Johnson. Berluti takes a snap, hands it off to Johnson. They'll go with a little bit of a more run-driven approach to start the second half, and he's picking up 5 right through the middle for Tufts on that first play. It'll be all the way out to the Jumbo 30, 2nd and 5 for the Jumbos. Jumbos sticking with their 4-receiver set. Berluti with Johnson next to him. Again, Cade Moore, Phil Lutz, Butler, and Richardson. Berluti looking for Richardson. Richardson picks up the first down and a little bit more, but gets stood up. Gain of 9 for Jaden Richardson, and the Jumbos pick up an early first down.
Little early momentum right here for the Jumbos. It's a good chunk of yards for Johnson on first down, and then again the classic out route that they love to go to over and over and over again on second down to pick up a first. And now, is it a little bit of a repeat the same formula, or can they get tricky and maybe switch it up, something they haven't really done so far today?
Kent Oliver, the tight end, in there for Tufts. Berluti hands off to Johnson, who runs left, tries to redirect it, but gets taken down back at the line of scrimmage. That's a gain of none for Tyler Johnson. It's going to be 2nd and 10. And Cade Moore coming back in for the tight end, Ken Oliver. Skurzensky on the stop for Amherst. He's been great so far for Amherst this season. 40 tackles, 6 of them for loss, and 2 sacks with 2 interceptions as well. Berluti takes the snap. Sends it deep. Phil Lutz on the out route. Phil Lutz still going. Looks like he picks up that first down and gets hit hard, forced out of bounds by Skurzensky.
And that's the first decent bit of yak we've gotten yards after catch from Lutz today. He ducked his man after the catch and picked up a first down. And on that play, taking the tight end out of the game, Kent Oliver, he's 240 pounds, telegraphs a little bit of a pass right there. You know he's in there to block. You put in Cade Moore, more obvious passing situation, but they get it done with the dynamic yard after catch ability of Phil Lutz.
Berluti takes the snap, hands off to Johnson, who runs left, has a hole, gets taken down, and a rough hit, but the ball comes out. Looks like they're going to mark him down, though. Both officials run in and mark him down before that ball came out. Johnson looked like he took a rough hit, tackle around the neck, and he's a little shaken up. But he's still up there. Berluti back behind center. Jumbos go to their 3-receiver set with Ken Oliver in there. Johnson to Berluti's left. 2nd and 2 for the Jumbos. Hands off to Johnson, who runs straight through the middle. Good block in there from Blair Horning and Kieran Horahan. And a better run from Tyler Johnson picks up another Jumbo first down, and this offense has continued to pick up chunk plays.
And great job by Johnson right there, taking what the defense gives him, but squeezing through these tight little holes. He's shifty, and he gets every inch of what he's able to when the defense gives him the chance.
Now Johnson to Berluti's left. Fakes and over the middle for Lutz, but off his hands, just a little bit behind him. Not a great pass from Berluti. Falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 on the Mammoths 36.
Yeah, and that's an RPO type play. Not sure if it's actually an RPO, but fake the handoff, and it's one read. Throw it right away to Lutz over the middle of the field on the slant route. Yeah, as you said, the ball was a little bit behind him. Dangerous when the ball's behind a receiver in the middle of the field. Ball popped up. Fortunate that the defense did not come down with it.
Berluti takes the snap once again. Johnson to his right. Looking outside, that's Jackson Butler. Butler on a gain of about 8 to the right side. Forced out of bounds.
And it seems that every time the Jumbos just need to pick up some yards, they look toward the same play. Out route, either side of the field, and they know that that type of play can get them where they need to go.
The gain of 7 will be 3rd and 3 for the Jumbos.
Jumbo's looking over to the sideline. Play clock still's got a lot of time on it. 15 seconds. 11:30 left in the 3rd quarter. And Berluti takes the snap. Looks deep, rolls out, got some pressure, looks real deep, but just throws it out of bounds. Had no one in the area. It's going to be 4th and 3, and we'll see if the Jumbo offense is going to stay out there on the 29 and be about a 46-yarder.
But the Amherst defense looking strong on a 3rd down right there. They read pass all the way, drop back. Seemed like 8 guys, not much of a pass rush, forced Berluti to get rid of it. There were 3 safeties deep, and they knew what was coming.
Coach Savetti going with the aggressive play call. And Berluti takes the snap. Scott Johnson wide open in the flat. Hits him in stride, and Johnson picks up about 10. Well more than 10. About 15, maybe 17, and Tyler Johnson picking up the first down for the Jumbos. Mammoths dropping back a little bit, had Johnson wide open in the flat.
Yeah, an easy read for Berluti. He looks right, but knows that Johnson is to his left. By the time he turns back, there's no one near him, and an easy first down.
Going with a quick play, another handoff, takes it himself is Michael Berluti, who runs for about 10 more. It'll be 9, and he's short of that first down. Jumbo's close to now in the red zone once again. Last time they were turned away.
Yeah, we saw them here before, and they came up just short, fumble on the goal line. Let's see how their play calling differs on this new possession, new half.
2nd and 2 on the Mammoth 7. Berluti takes the snap. Hands it off to Johnson. Keeps those legs turning, but looks like he's just short of the goal line. It's going to be 1st and goal on the 1 for the Jumbos.
And I would be surprised if the Jumbos didn't run the ball here. Having a possession on the goal line before, they threw the ball 4 different times, and they could not get in. Right here with Johnson, take your chance and punch it in.
They go with Berluti to run it in, and he's in there for another Jumbo touchdown. Berluti's got 2 on the ground for Tufts today.
Johnson.
That's Johnson running it in. Looked like Berluti ran in right behind him. Little misdirection, and Johnson picking up the touchdown. 2 on the ground for the Jumbos. The Jumbos lead 16-7. Vaughn Seelick looking to try to make it 17. Jumbos going with their classic misdirection on the point after attempt, but Vaughn Seelick will run it back towards the middle.
And as I said, Johnson, no fooling around on the goal line this time. Give it to the man you trust. Don't put the ball in the air. And he scores from the 1 yard line. Maybe something they could have looked for on an earlier position on the goal line, but they have their blueprint going forward, how they can defeat this defense.
That one's up and through for Vaughn Seelick, so the Jumbos lead by 10 here, 17-7. And they score on the opening drive of the half. 10:28 left to go, starting with the same kind of momentum they started the game with.
Yeah, that's a statement drive to start the game. Didn't take any explosive plays, didn't take anything miraculous, just took good, solid, well-timed offense on early downs, and then using that to parlay into running opportunities with Tyler Johnson out of the flat. Plays that they know they can go to time and time again. They didn't have to do anything special. That's the type of awesome offense that we're used to from the Jumbos and the type of offense that they expected to have coming into this game.
Now Walsh will be out to send this one deep.
Walsh to kick off for the Jumbos.
Strong kick from Walsh. Fair caught by the Mammoths. Within the 10, he'll be able to get back out there to the 25. That's Jung.
The fair catch on the kickoff will bring the ball up to the 25-yard line, where the Mammoths will take over 1st and 10.
And a 13-play, 75-yard drive for the Jumbos ends in a touchdown, 4:32 off the clock. Now the Jumbo defense looking to stop Mike Piazza in this Amherst offense. 2 backs next to Piazza. He takes it himself, runs out wide, tries to slide. Didn't look pretty, but down nonetheless. Gain of about 5 for Piazza.
Fooled the Tufts defense there a little bit on the read option. Had a lot of running opportunities earlier in the game. They kind of went away from that, went more pass-heavy with the running backs running the ball later in the second half. We'll see if they think that dynamic of their offense, the one that gave them their only touchdown of the game, is something that they need to lean on heavy in the second half. After all, he is their leading rusher on the season.
Now Piazza with Roberge to his right. One man in motion, that's Peck. Running out wide. Jumbo's in pursuit, that's Uteri. And a strong hit there on the end of the play from the Jumbos, trying to break up that pass. Falls incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Mammoths.
And not a particularly strong throw right there. He may have been just trying to get rid of it, but that ball kind of came out soft, fluttered a little bit, hung up for just a second, thought the defense might be able to make a play on it. It ends up incomplete, but 3rd and 5, looking a lot like the first drive of the game when the Jumbos got a quick 3 and out from this Mammoths offense.
And Piazza's put the ball in the basket when he's needed to most, but on a lot of those quick throws, hasn't had a whole lot of heat behind the throw. 3rd and 5 now. Jumbos lead by 10. Piazza on his own 30. He takes the snap, immediately looks to pass out in the flat to Owen Gatos, who looks to be short of the first down.
And out comes the punt team, really reminding me of the start of the first half. Jumbos deferred, got a stop, and scored, but were really unable to capitalize on that momentum. Here, obviously they deferred, they got the ball, they scored, they've gotten a stop. Can they flip the script, capitalize on that momentum more than they did in the first half? That will really be the difference if they can run away with this game or not.
Now Michael Mitchell back to punt, an average of 35.5 yards on his punts this year. Longest is 51, punting from his own 33. A nice punt caught by the Jumbos. That's Andre Smith. He's trying to get around his man. 2 flags on the play from 2 separate officials at 2 separate times. So we'll see what the call is here, but Andre Smith running out of bounds. Gets out to about the Jumbo 40. Andre Smith upset with something. Not quite sure what it is, but we'll see what the officials have. Jumbos have some good field position, and a penalty could erase some of that.
So a hold on the return. It seems to me that a lot of the penalty issues that the Jumbos have been dealing with this year have come on special teams, often on the punt unit, setting back drives before they can even begin. Not something that you like to see as an offense. Obviously, Andre Smith not happy right there. He liked his return. To have it brought back by another penalty is very frustrating. Obviously, the second time that's happened today. Now the Jumbos set back again. Can they capitalize? Last time we saw this, that penalty pretty much ended the drive before it started. That's right, Jared.
Jumbos were sacked as well on that same drive after being backed up by a penalty. So now starting this one on their own 31, it's going to be Michael Berluti with Tyler Johnson to his right. Jumbos start this one with their 3 receivers and a tight end. Berluti takes the snap, fakes it, has Butler wide open, man coming right behind him. Pushed but no call.
Ball seemed like it maybe slipped a little out of Berluti's hand. He had 2 men open down the field, looked for the shorter one, but couldn't put the ball on him on the sideline. Tufts has done a great job selling play-action fakes so far, though. They seem to get the whole defensive line of Amherst in the wrong direction on that play.
Good on the coverage was Miles Harmon. Now Berluti takes the snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson's got some space through the middle. He's running out left, stiff arm. Johnson tried another hurdle, but can't get over Miles Harmon that time. Tyler Johnson really showing his athleticism and once again digging deep into his bag of tricks, showing off that stiff arm too.
And Johnson just does such a good job hitting the hole and cutting immediately. He moves laterally so efficiently that he's able to turn plays that for other running backs would only be a couple yards into long gains like that. Looks like he picked up the first down, and that's all due to the first cut he made as soon as he got out of the backfield.
And really good decision from Johnson too. Had the hole, hit the hole hard, saw defenders in front of him and decided to cut it out wide. Again with that stiff arm. Really dynamic move from Johnson. Picks up the first down. The Jumbos pick up their first of this drive out to their own 41. 4 receivers, and Berluti takes the snap, looks out wide for Cade Moore. Cade Moore's got some space on the sideline, but steps out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a gain of about 8 yards. And the Jumbos definitely staying balanced with their passing.
And Berluti threw that one with a man in his face. He got that out quickly, and he got it out on time and on target. So, I mean, he is able to do, no matter what else is going on with this offense, Berluti is consistent with his ability to hit the ball on his receivers.
Berluti takes the snap once again. Pass out wide to Jaden Richardson.
And the Jumbos really in a if it ain't broke, don't fix it mode. They have not attacked down the middle of the field seemingly at all today. They've taken maybe 1 or 2 deep shots, incomplete. They've attacked the sidelines over and over and over again. They see that as a weakness in the Amherst defense, and they're willing to exploit it.
Trying to go man-to-man, and Berluti hands it off to Johnson, who runs through the middle. Gain of about 8 for Tyler Johnson. The Jumbos continue to pick up these chunk plays, trying to lull the Amherst defense to sleep.
Yeah, this is the Jumbos offense at its best. This is the type of attrition they're trying to put on to the Amherst defense. At this point, it's building up.
Berluti had maybe an idea to go deep, but decides to throw it to Cade Moore. Just too low for him, though. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Jumbos. Only 6 on the carry from Johnson previously. Jumbos go back to their 4 receiver set. Berluti and Johnson to his right. Lutz on the inside, Butler on the outside to the right. Looking for Lutz. That one knocked away by the Amherst defender. That's Matt Monteleone.
And the defense of the Amherst took away the big play option right there. So he looked down, tried to check it to Lutz, but a tough throw to make in tight coverage, incomplete. But again, that kind of in-between range right here. Can't really kick a field goal. Don't really want to punt. And the Jumbos offense staying on for another 4th down.
At 4th and 4, the Jumbos are going to go for it once again. Coach Savetti staying aggressive on the Amherst 36. Little out of Seelik's range. Cade Moore in motion. Berluti takes the snap, Out wide to Johnson in the flat, but Johnson can't pick it up. Not a great throw from Berluti, just too low for Tyler Johnson. Falls incomplete. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and out comes the Amherst offense with a little bit of momentum behind them now after the jumbo miscues.
Yeah, and credit where credit is due to the Amherst defense. They've done a great job taking away the big play from the jumbos. We know how explosive they've been. Jaden Richardson has four touchdown catches over 30 yards. He's got 3 touchdown catches over 40 yards. Phil Lutz has been going for an average of 135 yards a game, a lot of those big plays. And Amherst has been playing 2 deep safeties. They've taken away the deep play, and that's really what they came into this game to do. They've succeeded in.
And this Amherst defense has frankly made Michael Berluti look pretty pedestrian out there. Piazza drops back, goes through his progression. Finally cuts inside after the broken play. Nice catch there from Roberge, who gets hit hard after the end of it. Good tackle there from O'Neal to stop the big play. Gain of 6 for Roberge on the connection from Piazza. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Piazza now takes a snap, hands it off, takes it himself, gets tackled by the jumbos.
Piazza on the carry for Amherst. 93-yard on the stop for the jumbos. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3 now for the Mammoths. Big 3rd down here for Mike Piazza in this offensive unit, trying to respond to that jumbo turnover on downs. It's going to be Eckelkamp next to Piazza. A 3-receiver set with a tight end. The jumbos send pressure. Piazza out wide to Eckelkamp, who makes the nice catch. Cam O'Brien on the coverage. Tried to knock that ball loose, but unable to do so, and a nice catch there from Eckelkamp.
Yeah, defensive line from Jumbos came flying into the backfield as soon as the play started, but great job by Piazza to look up, get that ball out immediately. Looked like could have been a play on the ball right there, but a great catch and a 1st down.
And a nice run after that from Eckelkamp, who gets taken down in the secondary by Christian Rosario, running straight through the middle of the field, and Amherst has some offensive momentum here. Mike Piazza's got this group on the move, and Louis Eckelkamp, who didn't see a whole lot of touches in the first half, he's catching a couple in a row here. He's got another, runs through the middle for another gain.
Yeah, and Eckelkamp came into the game as their 2nd leading rusher behind Piazza, both in yards and attempts. We really didn't see him much in the first half. We saw a lot more of Jack Roberge, who only came into the game with a total of 31 yards in the season as opposed to Eckelkamp's 139. So now interesting to see him go back to a guy who we know is a little bit more proven in their offense, and he's making plays.
Eckelkamp stays in next to Piazza. Amherst goes with 3 receivers. Man in motion. Eckelkamp takes the snap. Jumbos can't wrap him up. He picks up the 1st down on a gain of about 7.
Yeah, he's running hard, and he's given this offense, a little bit of a different dimension than they had in the first half, getting downhill, putting his head down, churning his legs, and a lot more success on the ground so far than they really did in the 2nd quarter of the first half.
The jumbo defense has struggled to stop the run. Over 130 rushing yards for the Mammoths.
But here we go again. When we get in the red zone, does this offense have enough firepower to make plays? That's been the question so far.
Looks like Moby in the backfield next to Piazza. Piazza takes the snap. Pass middle. It's a fight for it. We'll see who has it. Coming down, it looked like it was Austin Peck. And he's got a touchdown for Amherst. The officials are going to talk this one over, but it looked like Peck came down with it, and they deem that he does.
And that is an unbelievable catch right there for Peck. This ball in the air, Piazza put some touch on it, and he just takes it out of the hands of 2 Tufts defenders in the area. An incredibly strong catch at the point of attack, and Amherst fires back at the Jumbos once again.
Austin Peck using all of his 5'11", 175-pound frame. Now Connor Kennelly on for the point after. It's up and good. So the Jumbo lead has been cut to 3, and the Mammoths answer once again after a Jumbo miscue. It's been the point off of turnovers battle. Jumbos have 3 off the turnovers, and the Mammoths have 7 now. So after the turnover on downs, the Mammoths come straight back and find the end zone. Jared, what's been working for them so far?
Well, Amherst on that drive, as I said, really changed the dynamic by putting Louis Eckelkamp in the game. The run game looked a lot more explosive, and then, of course, they can turn into the pass, and a great catch from a guy we hadn't seen much of so far today. If you're the Jumbos, your dreams of running away with this game are gone. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left in the third quarter. It's a 3-point game. They need to fight to win this one. It's frankly not in their hands just yet. Maybe they thought it was. Now this offense needs to come out. They've been very consistent. They follow a strong drive with a turnover on downs. They haven't really been able to get it clicking consistently. There's still time left, and that's what they're going to have to do.
Now Andre Smith set back deep for the Jumbos. Kick from Connor Kennelly.
Kennelly to kick off for Amherst.
That one's deep, and Smith will let it bounce out the back of the end zone. Jumbos are going to start this one on their own 25. Last one they started with a touchdown. Last one they started with a touchback, ended in a touchdown. 13-play drive from the Jumbos, went for 75 yards.
And I'm curious to see if this is the drive where the Jumbos start attacking down the middle of the field. As I've said, part of it has to be given credit to the Amherst defense. They've been trying to take away that big playability from the Jumbos, but at some point, you're going to have to stop dinking your dunking way down the field and make a big play. We know this offense is better at doing that than any other in the NESCAC.
Berluti takes a snap, hands off to Johnson. He's got some space. He runs right, makes one man miss, but is wrapped up by number 4 for Amherst. That's Ryan Monteleone.
But good patient running from Johnson right there, staying behind his blockers, and again, taking what the defense is giving him.
The gain of 5 for the Jumbos, it'll be 2nd and 5.
And after the gain of 5 for the Jumbos, it's 2nd and 5 on their own 30. Berluti takes a snap, looks out wide for Richardson. Richardson catches it and is wrapped up, brought out of bounds.
And I'm waiting for an Amherst defender to jump one of these out routes. They go back to it time and time again with seemingly unlimited success on the plays, but at some point you have to wonder if an adjustment gets made and the Amherst defense can get in front of one of those. The offensive timing of the Jumbos is good enough that they usually prevent that, but at some point when you run the same play so many times, the defense needs to be able to adjust.
And Luke Harmon a little shaken up. He limps out of bounds as Solomon Christopher enters for him. We'll see if the Jumbos attack that matchup with Richardson out wide. Tyler Johnson to Berluti's left on 3rd and 1. They hand it off to Johnson, who runs to the right, gets stopped, looks like behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down for the Jumbos, wrapped up by number 41, Tim Swope.
Tim Swope on the stop for Amherst.
And on 4th and 1, we'll see if the punting unit comes out. Berluti's still on the field, pleading his case to go for it here.
And it looks like they might. Some confusion, and it is fourth down. And the offense is coming off the field. So Amherst is going to get the ball with an opportunity to tie or take the lead late in the third quarter, not what you were looking for the Jumbos against an 0-5 Amherst squad.
Pat Walsh, who's done his job pretty well today, out there to punt for the Jumbos. 4th and 1 for Tufts. Walsh takes the snap. Nice punt from Pat Walsh. A little knuckleball, and Jack Racine, the gunner, unable to take him down. Cam Jones on the punt return for Amherst gets out to his own 34.
Sam Frizzoli on the stop for the Jumbos.
Sam Frizzoli on the stop after Racine, the gunner, missed. Now Amherst will take this from their own 31. They trail by 3. Jared, what do they have to do to put some points on the board in this drive?
Well, the Amherst offense is salivating right now. They just got a quick stop, and they're coming off of their best drive of the game. I'd like to see Eckelkamp again in the backfield. He's not in right now, but that type of hard-nosed running they had last possession is really what took him to the end zone.
And a flip to the outside, and Victor Garza comes right through, and a tackle for loss from him, and a big one for this Jumbo defense. They needed that.
They really did. A bobble on the, looks like a speed option type play on the pitch. To the receiver, Owen Gatos, the bobble right there really blew up the whole play, gave the defense time to catch up and take them down for a negative gain. We've seen that this offense doesn't do their best when they're in, second and long, third and long situations. That's not their ideal type of play to run. They don't succeed at passing from those types of situations. So this is a great start to the drive for the Jumbo's defense.
Now Piazza backed up second and long. That's Cam Jones in motion. Piazza rolls out right on the bootleg. Jumbo's trying to blow it up. 2 men in on there on the tackle. Look like it's Lewis Timmons. Oxenhurt on the catch.
And if you're the Jumbo's defense, you'll take that again. That's the type of play we know that the Mammoths love to run. And on a 1st and 10, maybe that's a positive play for them, but they're barely getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Now it's 3rd and long, and you have them exactly where you want them for the Tufts defense. For the Mammoths, they're going to have to find a play deep in their bag of tricks.
Really tough once your offense becomes one-dimensional. And Amherst is going to have to draw something up here. Piazza now. He takes the snap. Looking deep down the field. Garza the closest to it. And it's long pass incomplete from Mike Piazza. It's going to be 4th and 13 for the Amherst offensive unit, and out comes the punting unit led by Michael Mitchell.
So a sigh of relief from the Jumbos right there. They didn't want to go down in this game to Amherst. Good stop. Quick 3 and out right there, all thanks to the bobbled speed option on 1st down. Really set them back. They couldn't get out of that hole.
Looks like some tough sun for the return man, Andre Smith. But Michael Mitchell back. The long punt. Smith can't get to it, and it goes out of bounds. Really great punt there from Michael Mitchell. Flips the field for Amherst. The Jumbo offense is going to start this one at their own 22.
That's a 50-yard punt from Michael Mitchell. Jumbos will take over 1st and 10.
That 51-yard punt matches his longest of the year. Michael Mitchell doing his job for Amherst as well, trying to give his defense a chance. Now Berluti with his 4 receiver set. Hands off to Johnson, who runs hard, and that ball's out, recovered by Amherst.
Johnson on the carry for the Jumbos.
Picked up by Monteleone.
Ryan Monteleone on the fumble recovery.
And Amherst with a huge takeaway gives themselves a short field here. They're going to start this drive at the Jumbo 29.
And what a turn of events right there. First play of the drive. Jumbo's looking to put some more points on the board, extend their lead, and a fumble flips the field for the Mammoths, who now are in close to the red zone with a chance to take the lead away from the Jumbos. They could be looking for their first win of the season.
3 running back set. We've seen this before. Piazza with Roberge and Eckelkamp. He takes it himself, looks to pass, going deep. Jack Racine closest to it. Incomplete there. Intended receiver was Oxenhurt. Jack Racine doing a good job to get over there in coverage.
And the Mammoths offense has done a good job keeping their quarterback, Mike Piazza, out of danger. When he throws, the throws are generally a deep shot that's unlikely to be intercepted. He can either overthrow it or try to put on his man, or easy, quick reads. The one time he really had to make a play over the middle of the field, it was picked off. So they've done a good job keeping them away from those type of plays. The Jumbos need to force them into situations like that.
At a 3 running back set, Piazza's going to take it himself. Gets hit hard on the other end of it. Gain of about 5 for Mike Piazza.
And now 3rd down. If you're the Jumbos, you're happy if you get out of the situation giving up only 3 points.
Now 3rd and 6 for the Mammoths. About a 16-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. So Piazza's going to have to run another play here in the third quarter, and the Jumbo crowd is getting loud. Huge third down here for Amherst. Gatos in motion. Piazza takes a snap, back to pass, little bit of pressure, and the Jumbos force a fumble. That was Michael Butler on the other end of it, but Amherst recovers and pushes the Mammoths out of field goal range. Really great job by Michael Butler around the edge, and a strip sack forces Amherst out of field goal range. Is going to make this 4th and well long.
And that's the second explosive play we've seen from Michael Butler today. He came flying around the edge, the blind side. Piazza just didn't see him coming, wound up to pass. Great strip sack from Butler, and a huge turn again as this game continues to go back and forth in the second half. Interesting decision here from the Mammoths. And never mind, holding on the defense, and it will be a first down.
And an absolute gift here from this Jumbo defense. Penalties have hurt them all season long, an average of 6 for over 60 yards.
And the twists just keep coming. Looked like they had gotten out of it, and now suddenly it's first down. 9 seconds left in the quarter. And in the red zone are the Mammoths with a prime opportunity to take the lead away from the Jumbos.
And Amherst is going to run out the clock, take this one to the fourth quarter, and flip the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tufts University and the Jumbo football program are proud to participate in the POW-MIA National Chair of Honor program. The Tufts POW-MIA chair, which is located to the left of the press box, will remain perpetually empty to help people remember that even though our soldiers are not here, there is always space for them. Tufts honors the sacrifices of all who serve, veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors, and join in our nation's commitment to remember American prisoners of war and missing in action from the Vietnam War and other wars and conflicts of the past.
At Team Impact, we pair kids that are sidelined by serious illness and disability with college teams from across the country. It's more than a single-day meet and greet or photo opportunity. Our program places kids on a multi-year journey, becoming true members of the collegiate athletics team. From signing day to game day. Team Impact. All in.
And now Mike Piazza and this Amherst offensive unit out there once again. Gatos in motion. They hand it off to Eckelkamp, who's trying to break it out wide. Jumbo's trying to force a fumble, getting in there with their hands, but a stop there from Michael Butler and the Jumbo defense.
Yeah, on first look, I thought that ball was close to coming out on the tackle. Definitely aggressive tackling from the Jumbo defense. I would think Amherst would look to keep the ball on the ground as long as they can, but at some point, again, unless they can pick up a chunk play, they're going to have to attack through the air. They've had success, do a touchdown through the air a possession ago. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Now Piazza on the Jumbo 13, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, takes it himself, picks up a first down. Just short, excuse me.
Piazza on the carry for Amherst.
Taken down by
Reiner on the stop for
the Jumbos. That's Shane Reiner. And a gain of 6 for Mike Piazza. 3rd and 2 for Amherst, but you have to assume this is 4-down territory, Jared?
I would think so, but a field goal ties the game. You don't want to leave any points on the board.
That's right. Kennelly has been cold, though. Amherst on the run. Jumbo's immediately throwing their hands up. They think he's short. Eckelkamp on the carry. It is 4th and 1. EJ Comerford, former NESCAC player of the week, on the stop. Amherst is going to go for it. Piazza still out there for the Mammoths. Looks like he may be trying to draw them off sides. Tries the hard count a couple of times. Still plenty of time left on the play clock. Coach EJ Mills for the Mammoths. We'll see if he's just trying to draw them off or if he's calling a timeout here. 4 seconds. 3, 2. And a delay of game is going to push the Mammoths back. And out comes Connor Kennelly, the kicker for Amherst. He's missed 2 already today. Ball's going to be on the Jumbo 11, so a little chip shot for him. It's going to be 28 yards for Connor Kennelly. He's 4 of 5 on the season. He's missed 2 today. Amherst trying to tie it up here. Not a great snap, but a good hold and a good kick there from Connor Kennelly. Ties this one up at 17.
So after a bunch of turns of events, Tufts fumble, seemingly strip sack called back by a holding penalty, the end of the quarter, all of it ends in only 3 points for Amherst. Definitely a result that you'll take if you're the Jumbos, but not a situation you wanted to be in the first place. If you're Amherst, you have Tufts really where you want them. 17-17, going in the fourth quarter. Amherst is only 22 yards away from having their season high for total yardage. They've only surpassed 300 yards once so far this season. They're currently at 315 yards. They have had success today against a team that has been better than them so far this season. So Amherst is happy with the situation they're in right now. They think they can grind out a win. The Jumbos really need to get some stuff going and prevent what would be, frankly, a terrible loss for them.
And the Mammoths picking up their 10 points now on turnovers from the Jumbos after that fumble. Last 3 drives from Tufts have ended in a turnover on downs, a punt, and a fumble on the first play. So Jumbos definitely losing a bit of offensive momentum here and trying to seal this one at the Ellis Oval. A lot of time left, just under 13 minutes, 12:46. Long kickoff from the Mammoths. Andre Smith's going to run it out. He's got some room, but a swath of Mammoths there. Still no whistle. And there it is finally. And the Jumbos will start this drive on their own 23. Michael Berluti and this offensive unit is about to hustle back out onto this field. And Jared, what do they need to do to right the ship here?
They just need to play with some energy. Last couple drives have just not come out the gate looking strong. They fumbled on the last possession. It's 17-17. You know that they thought they were going to be up by a lot in this game, judging by how their offense has played. They're coming out empty set. They want to come out and win this game on this drive. Go ahead.
Berluti. Out wide, that's Phil Lutz. He runs out of bounds after a gain of about 5. That's Phil Lutz's 8th reception, but still under 50 yards. Lutz hasn't had a whole lot of space to work with. Johnson comes back in the game for the tight end Chase Mangini.
And he's a little bit like the NESCAC version of Cooper Kupp. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get 8 receptions a game. But sometimes those receptions are just not going to amount to very much.
Berluti takes it. The check down for Lutz, who gets tackled for a loss.
And that was well read by the Amherst defense. They saw that all the way. Berluti checked it down to Phil Lutz, but they were not fooled and forced him out. And a quick 3rd down for the Jumbos.
And 3rd and 5 for the Jumbos. Looked like it was for loss, but Lutz able to turn nothing into something. And Berluti takes a snap. Looking for Richardson down the field. He rolls out right. Decides to take it himself. Diving for the first down, but he's well short. Stopped by the Mammoths defense once again. It looks like the Jumbo punting unit is on their way out. Matt Monteleone on the stop for the Mammoths. And out comes the Jumbo punting unit. Another 3 and out for the Jumbo offense, who's picked up nothing on the last 4 drives of the game.
Yeah, they have stalled out on that one. No one open down the field. They had Jackson Butler on a deep go route on the right side of the field, but Berluti could not get the ball there. Tries to run for it and doesn't get it. Another disappointing drive. If you're the Jumbos, got to get Amherst off the field. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game.
Now Walsh takes the snap. Long punt. And the Jumbo special teams unit forces a fumble. They pick it up, and an absolute gift from Amherst. The Jumbo Gunners able to get in there and knock that ball out, and the Jumbos come away with one.
And break that you needed if you're the Jumbos, and thanks to a great punt from Pat Walsh. He's been great the whole day. That punt was so deep it made the return man backpedal on the reception when he tried to make a move forward, didn't have his full footing, didn't have his hand on the ball, dropped it, and a great pickup for the Jumbos.
And as we were saying, special team star Jack Racine has been in there all day. He picks up that fumble, falls on it for the Jumbos, and now Michael Berludi's got a short field in front of him. Jumbos need to put points up here after that absolute gift. Berludi drops back, and he's taken down, and a sack from Amherst stymies the momentum early here on this Jumbo drive.
And the defense still strong from Amherst. You look downfield on that play, you've got two men going towards the end zone. Their defenders are with them in lockstep, and a safety deep in the middle. There's nowhere Berludi can look to put that ball, and down he goes for a sack.
Berludi with Johnson to his left. Looking downfield, hucks one deep. He's got Richardson, but just out the back of the end zone. Both him and Cade Moore had beat their men, but Berludi puts it just a little too far with the man in his face, and now the Jumbos are facing 3rd and long. Once again, and it seems like despite the short field, their momentum has really just gone still.
And the Amherst defense, again, just needs to be given a lot of credit. They came in this game as one of the better defenses in NESCAC in terms of rushing yards against, passing yards against, and points against. Their top half of the NESCAC in all of those. Their offense hasn't had a lot of success this season, but maybe the Jumbos should have come in knowing that Amherst would take away some of their big threat ability.
And just out of the range of Seelick, Berludi takes a snap, man in his face, looking deep, but just too far and out of the back of the end zone for Cade Moore. Jared, interesting here. It's 4th and 15 on the opponent 31. Maybe out of the range of Seelick. Not quite sure what we're going to see here.
Really,
definitely an interesting call. Could keep Berludi on the field, and if nothing happens, he could punt. I mean, keep in mind, Berludi was the punter in game 1.
Yeah, that's a good point. We know Berludi can punt. It's 4th and 15, not really field goal range, really too close to punt, but I think the Jumbos are going to go for this one, except he's taking a step back, could definitely be a punt.
And Berludi does punt. He's trying to pin this one deep and just barely goes into the end zone, and the Jumbos literally move it 6 yards on that punt.
Yeah, not ideal at all. They try the pooch punt. You don't really see that very often. Tom Brady did that one time like 10 years ago, but really an uncommon move. When you have a quarterback that can punt, you can pull it out, but you've got to make sure that the ball doesn't get in the end zone for a touchback. They failed to do that, and that was a turnover all for nothing. 3 and out and a touchback, 6 yards, as you said. Not ideal, and the game remains tied. What a back and forth event we've had.
And the Mammoths have really stayed strong as the Jumbos seem to be picking up momentum. Mike Piazza now back out on the field for Amherst. Takes the snap, drops back, some pressure. Quick pass knocked away by the Jumbo defense. It's dropped by the Mammoths. Incomplete, intended for Peck, who came away with that incredible touchdown catch. But the Mammoths have stayed strong, responding to the Jumbo 7 early in the third quarter and picking up 3 here in the fourth. Score remains tied 17 apiece. And now Piazza with a man to his left and 4 receivers out there. Takes the snap, hands it off to Eckelkamp, who's got plenty of room. That's Roberge back in the game here in the second half. Had a lot of room, but the Jumbos able to take him down. Drouillard on the good tackle. Gain of about 4. Out to
and that
is Jumbo 20, can't quite see.
Drouillard's 7th tackle of the day. Him and the veteran presence on the linebacker unit, they have showed up today. They show up every week, and they give you exactly what you ask of them.
Now Piazza, big third down here for Amherst. Sends Gatos in motion. Takes a snap, looking for Gatos, wide open over the middle of the field. He's got it, and a first down. Great move by Owen Gatos. Found himself a lot of room over the middle of the field.
And we're under 10 minutes to go here. Tie game and a first down for Amherst that could prove to be huge. Jumbos couldn't get them off the field on third down. A good play call to get an open man over the field, and a great job by Gatos to extend and get the first down.
Yeah, he knew he was close to the first down marker, just falls forward, takes the first down. Now Piazza with one man to his left. Gatos in motion once again. Fakes. He's got a man coming around, looked like a hold, sends one downfield. It's going to be well short, and the Jumbos trying to pick that one off. But it looked like Terry got grabbed from behind, and it looks like Amherst is going to get away with one there.
Yeah, you're right about that. Looked like he got held trying to get to the quarterback on that one. The ball way short on the heave downfield. He had a man open. The receiver wanted to call for pass interference, but the ball was so short it didn't seem like they could do that. Again, this is a type of game where you would say, well, you just need your defense to make a play, get a turnover, but the defense did that on the last punt, and the offense was unable to capitalize. So it's hard to see what the Tufts Jumbos need to do right now to break this tie.
Now 2nd and 10. Piazza sends Gatos in motion once again. Piazza's going to take the snap. Jumbos send pressure. And Piazza taken down and a sack from the Jumbos. That's number 36, E.J. Comerford. And the Jumbos just pushing the Mammoths back once again. And this one's been back and forth and back and forth. And Comerford with the latest blow.
Yeah, it really has been. What a crazy half. There hasn't been a lot of scoring, but there's been a lot of big plays, and Comerford has been everywhere today. He's made several huge plays, and that his most recent comes flying off the edge. The Jumbos' pressure today has really been excellent, and when they get to the quarterback, he really can't do much about it.
And a huge 11-yard sack there from E.J. Comerford makes the Mammoths face a 3rd and 21. Mike Piazza takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. Hit hard and stood up by the Jumbos. Gain of about 2. Looked like the Mammoths knew they were punting there. Decide to get a couple more yards, and out comes the punting unit and Michael Mitchell, whose last punt was 51 yards.
And there you see, with no judgment, maybe a little bit of the limitations of the Amherst offense. 3rd and 21. They're not even going to, take a chance to get all those yards back at once. They're willing to settle for a punt with a punter they know can flip the field for them. Under 7 minutes left to go.
Andre Smith back deep for the Jumbos, and Michael Mitchell now back to punt. Mitchell, the long punt, nearly blocked. And Amherst touches it at midfield. Jumbos are going to get this on their own 41. And, their own 44 after the touch from Amherst. That's where they're going to start this next drive, but their momentum on offense has been largely stopped by this Mammoths defense, who has stayed very, very strong. The Jumbos have gone with a more balanced attack in the second half. Jared, what do they have to do to get going here?
It's really hard to tell. They've tried a lot of different approaches so far today. They've gone run heavy, they've gone pass heavy, they've tried screen passes, and they like to do things over and over and over again to see if they'll work. So far, none of them really have consistently, so they're going to have to string things together.
Handoff to Johnson. He runs left. Johnson picks up about 4 for the Jumbos on first down. 5 on first down. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for Tufts.
The gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Jumbos.
Gain of 5. The Jumbos are going back to their... They're going with a new look here. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, Johnson and Berluti. Immediate pass out wide to Phil Lutz, who's got some space. Runs downfield for about 15 yards, and the Jumbos pick up an easy first down.
And that's a really well-designed play right there. We've seen them throw some of the swing routes to Phil Lutz earlier today, but the difference was on those plays, the defense was mostly pressing up at the line, and they were able to get to him quickly. On that one, they looked like they were in a run formation. The defense was way off the line, and a ton of empty space for Lutz to pick up off a quick throw.
Now Berluti takes a snap. Out wide to Lutz on the other end of the field. Lutz trying to make a man miss. Still churning, but pushed out of bounds by Amherst.
And a similar play, they kind of flipped it, ran it to the other side of the field, and again picking up chunk yards. They seem to like when a play is working to go back to it right away until the defense is going to make you stop.
Push out of bounds by Monteleone. He's been great so far in this one for Amherst. The Jumbos now going back to that 2 tight end, 1 tailback, 2 receiver set. Berluti takes a snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson has got only a couple yards for that first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 1. He's just got 2 on that. On the 36.
But you see the Jumbos, they find a formation that works, and they go back to it. And this is now probably the 4th play on this drive in the same heavy formation.
Goes out wide to Lutz once again, who's got plenty of room, tries to cut it back inside, but falls down after picking up that first down. All ball security move there from Phil Lutz. Definitely smart.
Yeah, but as I said again, when they find something that works, they go back to it. Another play out of that formation, another bubble or little quick route to Phil Lutz, and they get the first down. They're going to keep going back to it. Looks like they've switched out their personnel. Maybe switch it up a little here again. Now in their opponent's territory. Can they get it done?
The Jumbos go back to their 4 receiver set. Johnson and Berluti in the backfield. Berluti takes the snap. Out wide to Jackson Butler. And Butler, grabbed by the legs, falls forward. And it looks like a gain of 9, maybe 10. We'll see if the officials move the chains.
And you look at how this Amherst defense is playing. They're shading towards the middle of the field. They have safeties deep, and they're kind of giving Tufts the sidelines, which they've taken time and time again. There's a give and take to that. They've gotten some free yards, but they've been completely unable to attack the middle of the field like they usually do. So some give and take here for the Jumbos offense, and really no change in that strategy from the Amherst defense as far as the game has gone.
And Berluti now with Johnson to his right. Jumbos have a 4 receiver set. 1st and 10, 4 minutes left in the game. Jumbo's taking a lot of time off the clock. Berluti fires well to the outside. Mammoths trying to make a play on the sideline, but unable to do so. And now 2nd and 10, 3:55 on the clock. Intended for Jackson Butler. 2nd and 10 for Tufts. We'll see what Coach Savetti decides to go with. Still a lot of time left on that clock.
100%. Under 4 minutes, though. And suddenly it becomes a lot more important that you get points on this drive. Can't leave this drive empty-handed, a tie game, and give Amherst an opportunity to win it outright.
Absolutely. It'd be a 39-yarder from here. Cade Moore, the motion man. Berluti takes the snap. Swings it out wide to Johnson, who's got some room. Couple of beat. Decides to lower his shoulder and gets taken down after a gain of about 7.
And probably a smart read from Berluti there. They go back to that a lot. Any quarterback would. And just to get yards, to make a field goal more comfortable in the case that they can't convert on 3rd down, I think is big. At this point, they're probably in field goal range. It's not a gimme, but they needed those yards to make sure that they can get out of this drive with points.
It looked like Johnson fell forward, but the officials mark him well short, so 3rd and 6 for Tufts. Now Berluti takes the snap. Looks out wide for Butler. Butler's got it, but does he have that first down? He's forced out by Monteleone.
And now a huge decision if they are indeed marked short.
And it looks like the field goal unit's going to come out, and Vaughn Seelig seemingly having the weight of the world on his shoulders right here. This would be a huge field goal for the Jumbos and would put them out in front on the Amherst 14. This is going to be about a 31-yarder for Seelig. The kick from Seelig is up, and it is wide left. No good from Vaughn Seelig, and the Mammoth sideline goes crazy. They're loving the miss from Seelig, and 2:27 left on the clock. Game in the hands of Mike Piazza, and Amherst will take over. 1st and 10. Well deep, a lot of field in front of him, but also a lot of time.
And now a fascinating situation for Amherst. They're going to have to run a 2-minute offense. 2 minutes, 27 seconds left in the game. They have 3 timeouts, and they need a score. Field goal or touchdown wins, but we know that this offense is not the most dynamic. They like to lean on the ground game and maybe make plays through the air when they absolutely have to. Right now, they need a score. They have to get down the field. How will they look to do it? Is the Tufts defense confident that they can get a stop? Long way to go for them. Under 3 minutes left in the game.
And Jared, the Tufts passing defense has been pretty strong all day, so we'll see if Amherst decides to go through the air or on the ground. They've got 3 timeouts, 2:27 left to go.
Amherst will start on their own 20-yard line.
They'll start on their own 21. Mike Piazza with 1 man to his right. Takes the snap, looks inside, caught by Gatos. Gatos, gain of 9.
And a strong start to the drive if you are Amherst. Quick play through the air to pick up some yards. Thought they might start off on the ground, but there's no 2-minute warning, so the clock is running. Want to keep hold of those timeouts in case of the need to stop the clock later in the drive.
Piazza takes a snap. He's going to run it himself. Gets hit hard, but stays on his feet and picks up the first down. It's a gain of about 2.
And you have to wonder if the Jumbos start to use their timeouts as well. They might want to keep time on the clock. At this point, they're probably willing to let the clock run, but you're going to need to make sure you have a chance to get back in this game if Amherst either turns the ball over or quickly scores.
The clock still runs after an Amherst early first down. Piazza takes the snap. Looking out wide. Jumbo send pressure over the middle. That's Roberge. He picks up about 4. Clock is still running.
And the way it's running, it's looking like this will be an Amherst score or overtime. Doesn't look like the Jumbos will have an opportunity to get the ball back before this game ends.
Piazza now in the backfield with Roberge to his left. Amherst takes the snap. Piazza back deep. Jumbos have some pressure. Piazza's throwing it out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock at 1:10. Will be 3rd and 5. And Jared, big third down here for Amherst. Again, they didn't use any of their timeouts, so still 1:10 left, 3rd and 5. This is a huge third down, and I feel like that's an understatement.
Yeah, so maybe strike what I just said. If the Jumbos can get them off the field right here, they do have a shot to win this game. On the flip side, if they pick up this third down, that clock is running, and they have 50 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards to go to get points on the board and end the game for the Jumbos.
And Jared, I said it once, I'll say it again, you're dangerous when you have nothing to lose. And now Mike Piazza with Roberge to his left. Gatos, the motion man, once again. Piazza takes the snap. Looking over the middle of the field. Gatos has it, but he looks short. The officials will say that he is short, so we'll see who calls the timeout here. Will Amherst decide to go for it? The clock is still running as the ball is spotted.
It is short, and a timeout.
And the official calls the timeout as they're going to want to measure this one with the chains.
If it is short and you're Amherst, you have to assume they'll punt here. If they do, probably will leave around 35 seconds left on the clock for the Jumbos to get a shot. We've seen them earlier in the season get quick plays against a team like Trinity. Jaden Richardson had a deep catch for a touchdown when it seemed like there was no time left on the clock, gave them another chance. This one will be tight. First, we have to see how this spot is measured.
Chains are coming out now.
Oh, it's like
they measured it. It's real close, and they give him that first down.
Wow.
He looked well short. Coach Savetti's protesting both the spot and the chains. But Amherst first down as the game clock is reset to 54 seconds.
Yeah, that's certainly a generous spot based on what we saw on that play. He looked like he was at least a couple of inches short. They give it to them, and that totally changes the dynamic of this game. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts. That was an official timeout.
Now Piazza, he's back, looking deep for Gatos. Well out of Gatos' reach. Gatos trying to draw a flag of some sort. Not quite sure how he'd do that, though. Trying to throw it himself with his arms. 2nd and 10 for Amherst, 47 seconds left on the clock.
And taking shots down the field. Thing is, incomplete. Clock doesn't run, 47 seconds left. It's now 2nd down. Really a lot of options where you can go right here, but at some point you need to start picking up yards. You have 3 timeouts. You can put the ball on the ground if you want to.
Now Piazza takes a snap. A lot of pressure from the Jumbos. He steps up in the pocket. Passes it over the middle of the field. Picking up the first down is Roberge. 38 seconds left on the clock. It stops as the officials are going to spot this ball. Ball is spotted, and it looks like Amherst is going to call their first timeout.
And that is just an absolutely massive play from Piazza, rolling out to his right, finds a man over the middle of the field. The defense just a second too late getting there, tried to break the ball out of his hands, couldn't do it. Timeout, 38 seconds left, and suddenly Amherst is in position to absolutely steal this game from Tufts. What a turn of events.
Connor Kennelly's longest field goal of the season has been 38 yards, which means the target line is the Jumbo 21. Amherst still pretty far from that. Although Kennelly did kick one earlier today from 40 that missed. He's missed one from 50, so Coach E.J. Mills definitely trusting of Kennelly.
But definitely not a give me either.
Now Piazza in the backfield. Roberts to his right. Piazza. Some pressure. Should be a hold. No hold. The officials have missed a couple at this point, Jared. I don't really know what to tell you, but Amherst gets away with a lucky break, and now Piazza is going to have 2nd and 10 with 33 seconds left.
And just barely got that one away. It did look like a hold, you're right, coming around the edge from behind. But no call on that one either. Several times the Tufts defense has broken into the backfield but been unable to bring Piazza down. 2nd and 10, 33 seconds left. They're not in field goal range yet. And assuming they need a timeout to call it for the field goal, they really only have one timeout left if they're going to pick up a play over the middle of the field, unless they want to spike.
33 seconds. Piazza takes the snap. Jumbo send more pressure. Takes a deep shot. No catch there, intended for Carson Oxenhurt. Good on the coverage for the Jumbos. That was Garza. 3rd and 10 now for the Mammoths.
And I'm assuming it's 4-down territory. If it's an incompletion on this play, you go for it on 4th down, try to pick it up, call a timeout, kick a field goal. But really an interesting spot right here for the Mammoths. They haven't had a ton of success when they've needed to go through the air other than in broken plays where their quarterback makes a play for them, as we saw a couple plays ago. Easily the biggest play of the game right here, 3rd and 10.
Piazza with Roberts to his left. Takes the snap. Goes through his progression. Looks over the middle of the field. And wide open for the catch at the Jumbo 30 is Gatos. Great catch there by Owen Gatos. And Amherst is going to call another timeout. 19 seconds left to go.
Wow. They've got one left. They've now moved firmly into what we would see as field goal range. They can put the ball on the ground here, try to pick up a couple yards, and kick the field goal for the win. I would assume that's what they're going to do. Frankly, a stunning turn of events coming into this game. Amherst at 0-5. Tufts had 2,273 total yards going in this game. Amherst had 1,227. That's a difference of over 1,000 yards. Tufts had more than double the passing yards of Amherst coming in today. 1,713 yards compared to 891. They averaged 342 yards compared to 178 for Amherst. Amherst has now set their season high in yards. And frankly, this was not an outcome we saw coming into the game. 29 points per game, Tufts averages, only 10.8 Amherst averages, but they may walk out of Somerville with a win.
Now Mike Piazza with Roberts to his left once again. Full receiver set for Amherst. Piazza takes a snap. Jumbos have some pressure. Piazza rolls out left. He's going to run it himself. He gets down to that 22-yard line. And now 8 seconds left. Amherst is going to let this one run down. They call a timeout with 2 seconds left, and they're going to leave this one in the hands of Connor Kennelly, the first year from Medfield, Massachusetts.
And honestly, great job right there by Piazza just to pick up those extra yards. That could be the difference in this game when it comes to bringing the field goal unit out to take one for the win. 2 seconds left. This is for the game, and a huge moment for Amherst looking to get their first win of the season, and Tufts looking to prevent their worst loss of the season.
And pardon me, I've had it wrong all day. Connor Kennelly, the senior from Watertown, Massachusetts. This one's going to be in his hands, and it's going to be a 39-yarder. It's going to be his longest of the year if it goes. but out comes the Jumbo kicking unit, their kick blocking unit, and they've blocked a couple this year. Name of the game here is stay disciplined, don't need any penalties, and of course Coach Savetti has 3 timeouts. He can ice as long as he wants.
Here we go.
And here we go. Connor Kennelly. Can he seal it for Amherst? And a bad snap. But the Jumbos called a timeout.
Wow. Another shocking turn of events. The ball is snapped low, but a timeout by the Jumbos, and they'll get another shot at it. Wow.
Jared, you can't write the script. Really just unbelievable, and a tough break for the Jumbos on the bad snap there. Kennelly's going to get another shot, but the Jumbos still have 2 timeouts.
Personally, I'm not a fan of icing the kicker in the first place. I never thought it was an effective strategy, and that's why right there. That's why. Just a frankly unfortunate turn for the Jumbos, and now here we go again with the game on the line.
Connor Kennelly, the senior from Watertown, Massachusetts. Can he bring Amherst their first win of their season and leave the Jumbos empty-handed since 2007? The kick is up. And it is good, and the Amherst Mammoths have won their first game of the season here at the Ellis Oval. Drops the Jumbos down to 3-3, and the Amherst Mammoths win it. Final score, Amherst 20, Jumbos 17. And really just a shocking ending. Coach Savetti trying to ice the kicker. A bad snap would have ended the game and sent us to overtime, but instead, Kennelly getting a second shot at it. He knocks it straight through the uprights for his longest of the season. That's a 39-yarder. The Amherst Mammoths have taken another from the Jumbos here at the Ellis Oval. Thank you for joining us here on JumboCast. My name is Sam Brill. I was joined by Jared Cohen. And come back next week for another Jumbo football game at home.